Hello, everybody. Hey, y'all. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Let me pull up my chat. Let me see what's going on in my chat. Let me see. Let me see here. Y'all, please hit the like button. Happy Wednesday, everybody. There we go. Pull up my chat. Let me see what's going on in my chat. Oh, Lord. Let's see. Shout out to the 48 people in the building. Y'all, please see. Ooh, I got 40 likes. Thank y'all. Shout out to y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Happy Wednesday, everybody. I hope everybody, listen. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful day. I am. Y'all, it's so pretty outside and stuff. I had to go outside earlier, y'all. With the crumb snatchers, honey, we was outside in the backyard, baby. It was just, it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, okay? Hey, ebooks, girl. Are you my only mod? I got Kimaj. Hey, Kimaj. Okay, let's see here. Welcome, everybody. I'm going to drop the link for anybody that wants to come up and partake in any of the commentary. Mine's grab that link for me. Hey, Nicole, girl. Hey, Michelle. Hey, 6ix9ine. Tamara, Miss K, Miss Carla, Miss Margie, you in the bushes? Okay, boo. Hey, Slaying, Sanjia. Hey, Missy Lou, driving but listening. Be safe, sweetie. Be safe, be safe. Hey, Nikki. Hey, Slay. My eyes are bothering me. Okay, sweetie, rest your eyes. Just listen to you, girl, honey. Just listen. Rest your eyes. Hey, Bertha. Let's see. I got everybody. If I missed anybody, y'all please let me know. Hey, everyone I missed. I had to take a nap. Child. We got out early, ebooks. Don't even try it. Don't even try ebooks. You're not gonna guilt me. You're not gonna guilt, shame, and guilt me. Okay. So y'all, welcome, welcome, welcome to True Crimes with Truth Hurts. Okay. Um, Today we're gonna cover like 3 separate cases or whatever, and then tomorrow, to God be the glory. Okay, we're gonna start with our murders trial coverage. But before we get into the actual trial testimonies, it's couple of videos I want to play for y'all. I'm gonna play the audio for y'all that I thought were very, very interesting, and I want y'all to hear. I know, right, to me, because it was early. You must be tripping, man. Hey, love, baby. Welcome. Y'all come on in. Like I said, Mars dropped that stream y'all link for anybody that wants to come up and partake. And if not, we're gonna get into it. Y'all, please, please, please. Ebooks, drop the cash app so I can pin it, sweetheart. I know you probably did. I missed it. While the music was playing, I was doing something else, so I didn't catch it. So listen. It was almost after 1. Well, it was after 12 our time, man. We can't have it that you're in Eastern Standard Time. And 12 o'clock is not late for me. Hey, Rice Cake. Thank you, ebooks. Thank you. Kiss that. Y'all listen, y'all make sure y'all continue to hit the like button. Thank y'all so much for the likes so far. And also feel free to support the channel by clicking on by hitting the cash app. Hey, Sky. Thanks for joining. Come on in, y'all. Hey, Candy Corn. Between her and Trey, I get 2 hours. You know what? See, this is what I'm not going to do. This is what I'm not going to do, people. But then when we don't come on, we get chastised for being on, and we get chastised for not being on. What y'all want? What y'all want? Hey, Miss Virginia. My God, today. All right, so listen. The first thing we're going to get into today is a little interview, and I hope Storm Monroe don't flag me or strike me for his audio, but I am going to get into an interview. I'm not going to throw shade. I'm going to just keep it clean. I'm going to keep it cute. An interview that Storm Monroe conducted, it was dropped today. Not sure when it was actually recorded. It was premiered today. Actually, if I tried to figure it out, I could, because Storm Monroe said it was his first day back. from being off for 7 days. And I remember him coming back saying he's out of YouTube jail. In fact, let's do this. Thank you, Ebro. Thank you, sweetie. Let me do that right now. Right now. Oh, God. It be the devices for me. Okay. Hey, Paula. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Oh, let's see. It is hot in this house, y'all, because it's hot and pretty outside, but I don't want to cut the air conditioner on. I don't. Only because Tater Bug got a stuffy nose and he's asleep. And I just don't want to cut it on because he just came outside. And they didn't get in the pool, but they were playing with that pool board and stuff. So I just don't want to cut the air conditioner on. But I'm about to burn up. But anywho, so there's the disclaimer. Thank you, Ebro. I'm gonna figure out when he recorded this. I'm out of YouTube jail a week ago. He dropped a video saying I'm out of YouTube jail. So, and he's gonna talk about on this interview the fact that he had just gotten out of YouTube jail. So yeah, this interview was recorded a week ago. So, and he interviewed Miss Philly Phil, okay. One of the mods, please grab Storm Monroe's link and put it in the chat for me. Y'all go over there and check out Storm Monroe. I absolutely love him and his commentary. Him and Vail Reacts are my two faves. Yes. And I like Perry's wife. I can't remember. What was her name? Dang on it. It was at the tip of my tongue. My goodness. Y'all know who I'm talking about. That lady name just went right through my brain. Sherelle. Yeah. I like her as well. So, thank you, Brooks. Make sure you keep dropping it for me. Thank you, Sky. Yeah, Sherelle's World. So let's listen and react to this good old interview. It's not very long. It's not very detailed, but it's an interview. All right. Shout out to Storm Monroe. Let's get into it.
I'm sure that I will speak to you because you were the first person, to reach out.
Let me.
A couple of people know this. I promised you that I would speak to you because you were the first person, to reach out to me when everything was going haywire. So, and I appreciate it.
No, definitely. And I appreciate you reaching back, believe me. And it was a lot going on around that time too. It was just a lot going on. So
yeah, the case was really in.
I got a feeling, and I don't want to put anything out there that's not true. That's what I'm saying. It's my opinion. I'm gonna say my opinion is that when Storm Monroe, and I'm just looking at his body, his body language and the fact that he was looking down and the way his eyes were moving. I think what he was talking about, it was a lot going on back then. In my opinion, he was referring to the whole, lawsuit, the defamation lawsuit against her. Yeah, I think that's what he was referring to, but she made it about, the actual case, which I don't think that's what he was referring to. But that's just my opinion, allegedly. Okay.
For speed back then.
Exactly.
Justice for Dre.
Hey, amen. Justice for Dre. So, Miss Philly Phil, how are you this evening?
I am doing just fine. Thank you. How are you?
I am good. Believe it or not,
I was finna throw shade. But see, God is good because he know right now in this moment, I don't want to throw shade. I want to stick to the face. So he caught my tongue. He caught me. Yeah, that's good.
was in YouTube jail for like a week.
But this is not shade. This is just a little advice. This is just a little friendly advice, right? Phil, we know that when you go on your channel, you wear the same black get up as far as your attire. And listen, I'm not coming for you. If that's what you feel comfortable with, you be in your own little home, you know what I'm saying? Even though it seems like you wear the same shit every day and things of that nature. But when you go interview with some of these big people, can you please just switch it up? Just switch it up. And I know I can't really talk because I'm behind a black screen, You know, I'm behind the whole banner thing. And it's for good reasons. But did you really have to interview this guy with a whole time? I mean, he's not dressed up like casual dressed up, but he's dressed up pretty nice. He's doing the interview. He's being professional. And of course you got on your normal old trusty little black tank top. Girl. Come on, Ebru. Something.
Eek.
Oh, really?
I was. I couldn't upload, couldn't post, nothing for 7 days.
Wow. Dang. Well, did you tell people what? Well, I guess I missed that. I'm glad you're.
Well, and I don't know why I can't see the chat because I got screenshots from earlier when the chat was shown. I don't know why the chat is not coming up, but I got some screenshots that I'm going to talk about because it was a very, very interesting. Now, I know Trey said, okay, so maybe he's talking about being in YouTube jail, but it's not like the day he got out. Maybe he's just letting her know that he's been in YouTube jail. So she could have did it yesterday. So he says she did it yesterday, I think, as a premiere. And I think that could be true because now that I think about what was said in the chat by old clout chaser that we're going to talk about later or in a minute, I think he may be right, though. I think Trey said something about she did this right before going to the interview last night, coming on the interview last night. So I think he may be right.
Out of jail.
Yeah, me too. I kept it on the low because sometimes if you get a strike on your channel, then people try to people just get weird. So I said, I'm gonna just stay quiet, pop back up on them. So we're back.
So when did you get out of jail?
Today.
Okay, that's why I figured. That's why I thought about it. He said today. And today would have been that video that was dropped 7 days ago when he said, I'm out of YouTube jail. That was 7 days ago. So maybe he did the interview 7 days ago and premiered it yesterday. Yeah, that's it. He did the interview 7 days ago and he premiered it yesterday.
You're talking to me? Well, okay. Well, all right then.
Yes, ma'am. Today at about, they had it to the minute, like 4 p.m. or 3 p.m., something like that.
Yeah, late.
Yeah. They don't play.
I've never been in jail. Let me knock on wood. You know, I'm old school. Let me knock on wood.
I know that's right. So first off, tell the people.
Have you ever been sued? Oh, I digress.
A little bit about your YouTube channel and what you do.
Okay, so my main channel, E with Phillyfield Talk Show. And
okay, it premiered today, Bruce. It premiered today. Today, it premiered. Where was I when it premiered? I didn't even see it. Because I got screenshots from somebody who was in the premiere, so it was today? Okay. Wow, okay.
Is now, it started off as a cooking channel, you know, and I still, and exercising, and I still exercise every now and then on there. But now it's more of, I call it solving cold cases and the people's channel, where I'm helping family members will call me, you know, if they've lost a loved one and the case just isn't going anywhere. And, you know, they want to see if I can just slip.
Now, let's re-listen to what, okay, his question is tell him about her channel. Now, I'm going to break down. Because, see, the only reason why I'm honestly reacting to this, and I just love Storm Monroe, but I'm taking a chance here because I don't know if he'll, like, strike me for his audio. But I really have a disdain for people that don't tell the truth. Or, you know, I'm just gonna break down some of the things she told Storm Monroe, and I don't really think he's in the loop as far as when it comes to her. So in case he ever sees this video, I just wanted to point out to him how she glossed over certain things and just flat out lied when it came to others. All right, let me back up just a bit here. Let's see.
Helping family members will call me, you know, if they've lost, and I still exercise every now and then on there.
Hold on.
But now it's more Phillyfield Talk Show and more. Okay, so my main channel.
They don't play.
I've never been in jail. Let me knock on wood. You know, I'm Old school. Let me knock on wood.
I know that's right. So first off, tell the people a little bit about your YouTube channel and what you do.
Okay, so my main channel, Eat with Philly Field Talk Show and More, it is now, it started off as a cooking channel, you know, and I still,
Thank you, Rivka. Thank you because I love you and support you for being you. Thank you, Rivka. Thank you for supporting, sweetheart. I appreciate that.
exercising and I still exercise every now and then on there. But now it's more of, I call it solving cold cases and the people's channel.
Now, I don't know how to express enough to Philly Field that she needs to stop saying that. And the reason why I'm stressing it right now for real, because if she sit on her little channel and say it, them people over there know she ignorant. They just deal with it. But you're on a bigger channel. Storm Monroe is huge in my eyes. He is. And for you to sit on this guy's platform and literally state that you solve cold cases, Philly Field, at this point, it's not even a misquote. It's just a flat out lie. It's a flat out lie. You do not solve cold cases, ma'am. In fact, the cases that you're focusing on are not even cold. Like the Tim Norman case was not cold. The Carlita Foley case is not cold. The Murdoch case is not cold. You know what? It's actually some cold cases out there. You know, I'm being honest. And I've in my research, I find that it's a whole lot of cold cases out there where you, in your own little city, state, and town, you're not solving cold cases, ma'am. And to sit on that huge platform and say that makes you look very, very dumb or ignorant or whatever you want to, or just a liar. You're just a liar. If you could present one cold case that you literally solved, I'll digress. I would. I digress.
On where I'm helping family members will call me, you know, if they've lost a loved one and the case just isn't going anywhere.
Now, she says that family members will call her to help them if the case is not going anywhere. Okay. Now, let's just think about it. The Tim Norman case. Even though she eventually talked to certain family members of that family. Hold on, y'all. You're late, sir. You're tardy.
I'm here though. I'm here.
Hello. Okay, I am burning up. Lord, I don't want to cut the air conditioner on.
What nobody talking to you?
Okay. He might be busy, y'all. Did I take the... Okay, there we go. All right, so listen. So with the Tim Norman case, that was not a cold case. I don't think the family needed or did that. I don't think the family reached out to you to get the case a moving, to get the case a pushing, because the case was a pushing and a moving when you were speaking on it. That's how you was able to obtain court documents to read over there on your channel. Hashtag the reading rainbow. Okay. So that's a no-go. And then with the whole Carlita Foley case, even though Miss Foley did reach out to you, it was not a cold case, though. It was not a cold case, though, man. So you've spoken about other families, right? Candace said, truth, you know that she had Timothy. Girl, listen. He sounds exhausted. I can't hear. Is Trey talking? I didn't hear him. I didn't hear him speak. Y'all let me know if he said something. I need to come out, go out, and come back in. Hey, T. So, like as far as the Carlita Foley case, like I said, even though the lady reached out to you or whatever, because I guess you wanted your voice on her daughter. Okay, Rivka, on her daughter's case, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. She reached out to you and other YouTubers as well, but that was not a cold case. My shit jumping. That was not a cold case. And you definitely hadn't done anything to solve that case. Okay. Okay, that's that. Now you have mentioned that there have been other families or mothers that have reached out to you to help quote unquote solve cases, but we have yet to see those. You have spoken several times about people reaching out to you to help them, but yet we have not seen you talk about them or bring them to your channel. So where's the truth in that statement, ma'am, that you just made? That was not a true statement. All right, but let's continue.
And they want to see if I can just let them come on and speak and see if there's anything.
So where are they besides Miss Foley? And now Michelle Griggs had. Now, unless I'm lost or unless I missed something, because y'all know I've not watched all her content on her channel. Has Michelle Griggs ever came on the panel? Maybe did an interview, hit the link. Miss Foley, I know she's in the chat all the time, but has she hit the link? I'm pretty sure she might have, but I'm not for sure. So y'all let me know. But who else, though? Who else has come on your channel as far as family members and spoken? I'm just trying to get some clarity here as to what you said in this interview. That's all.
That we as a people can do, because there's always power in voices.
Yes. I told
Philip, can you tell us?
Always power in voices. What the hell?
I thought it was power in numbers, but that's neither here or there. Philip, can you tell us what power your voice holds? Like, can you tell us what you have voiced? Now, we see these shenanigans you got going on with thinking you're going to give them folks down there around yonder 48 hours to, girl, listen.
Can you hear me? Mic check, 1 2 1 2.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. What was that community wide post she put up about the 48 hours?
I just woke up. I don't know what the hell she been doing.
Hold on. I'll go to it. Oh, Lord have mercy. I don't know why I'm yawning, y'all. Hold on. That's rude. Not tired. Hold on. Let me tell y'all what I laughed at when I saw it. Somebody sent me a screenshot. I just don't go on people's community walls like that. They say that's what the action is, but I can't. So a day ago, she posted, I guess a correspondence she sent to Gwinnett County. Hey, Val B, thanks for the continued support and shout outs at Truth Hurts Friends. I enjoy your. Thank you, Val. You just made my day. Even though my day has been sunny and bright, and you just made my day. I just love you. My people know I just love you. Thank you so much for showing up. I appreciate that. So,
what's going on, Bill?
And I'm actually reacting to 2 of your videos. Ain't that good? Ain't that sweet? Hey, Monica. Which one did she saw? Girl, we trying to figure it out. We trying to crack that cold case.
Well, I'm trying to find out where all her viewers went to, Monica. That's the cold case I'm working on.
Oh, gosh. But she sent something, I guess, to Gwinnett County or whatever, and she, and it reads, "Good afternoon, everyone. Please review the Justice for Carlita Foley video and reply to her mother, Miss Jackie Foley, with the answer to this question. Georgia law states a person will be given a trial date within a reasonable amount of time after she or he has been arraigned. Please advise what Georgia considers a reasonable amount of time. And she sent the link to one of her videos. And in the caption of that message, she put, "We need a response within 24 to 48 hours." Now, this is funny to me.
She said with her nose, didn't it?
This is, I mean, I was tickled pink, and I am a caramel. Girl, it's the. Hi, Chef. I keep trying. I mean, I don't understand why. But you know what? I get it though. I think Philly Field just needs the people to believe she's actually making a difference or she's actually doing something. But the fact of the matter is, Philly Field is playing in these people's faces because the fact of the matter is, I know for facts that even though every defendant is entitled to a speedy trial, that's not always the case. But Storm Monroe is going to say something that's real pertinent right now. And when he said it, I was like, yes. Okay, let's listen.
Totally agree. And I wanted to ask you too, or if you can say, are you from St. Louis?
No, I'm not from St. Louis. I'm actually from Beaumont, Texas.
Oh, okay. When I say you covered that case with Tim Norman and Dre and the whole sweetie pie thing, you covered it like you was a native.
So let me interpret what I hey, the truth. Okay, be safe. Basically, and I'm not putting words in his mouth. He said what he said, but this was in my mind, on my brain, in my small little world, over here in my small little corner. He basically saying, "Girl, you went in so hard, you did so much, so much, and now you're being sued." Case is not dismissed, ma'am. That he thought you was literally from St. Louis.
You know what I noticed about that interview?
Hey, Juicy.
It was conducted last night before she did her interview with her brother, so he just constantly keep getting the sloppy seconds. Like he was over there typing in the chat like this.
Oh, I got live. The screenshots. We're gonna talk about them.
Yes, I said this nigga here, he think this junk live. It's a premier dummy. Oh, Phyllis said she knocked that case out the park, y'all. I said, this is the ass kissing.
It's the cloud chasing for me, but you're not a cloud chaser.
But I remember him distinctly going off. You stole my video off the channel, yo. I talked to Miss Robinson. I said I would testify for her. Man,
Vel said, "Hey, the truth, thanks for doing the heavy lifting. I just found you recently, and I'm hooked on your point of view as well. Come on with it." Shout out to D True. Go ahead, Trey.
No, I was done. It's just the flip flopping for me.
Yes.
Only to go live and 6 people be watching earlier. I know it picked up, but 6. I told you that momentum was gonna fall off. It'd be good when you first say fuck Trey and Truth and them, and it'd be good, and then it just go back to what you was doing before then.
It's doing this quickly. It doing this quickly because what I keep trying to tell these people, they get that what do you call it, that convenience support. Crowd. Yeah, they get the convenience support. They get the support that want to come over there and bash us for a couple of days because they don't like us, but then they go back to their home base and they're never to return. That's all I'm saying. All right, y'all, let's get into it.
Right, we can definitely talk about the case and Tim Norman and Dre. I did cover it, and me and the mother, Miss Michelle Griggs, we have a close relationship. We speak all the time, and she's been very supportive and always giving me encouraging words and to just keep fighting.
Yes, absolutely. Keep fighting.
Question, teacher. I got a question. Ooh.
Go ahead.
If she's so close to the mama, how come the mama didn't get her the shout outs when she was shouting out the other people that was okay, forget that. How come she ain't do the interview that she was supposed to do Christmas Eve with her? And they were gonna talk about the grits and Never mind.
Well, I'm
She got a
just
close
saying.
relationship with her.
Well, I'm gonna just say shout out to Very X, who's here in the chat, who got much props, much respect. He got shouted out. You know what? I'm not gonna be petty. I forgot where I was. I'm not in pet. I'm not over there with Pettigoat. Okay, I'm just saying. All right, let's continue.
Good fight. Now that the case is over, do you plan on tackling more cases on your channel, or are you just going to stick with the food, doing like the cooking and stuff, or what do you think?
Actually, well, yes, I'm definitely going to keep working on cases because I have a separate channel for cooking. I'm actually working on a case now, Justice for Carlita. I don't know if you've heard about it, Carlita Foley. A young lady lost her life. She was in her bedroom, sleeping, and her neighbor allegedly was playing with his gun, cleaning his gun. It went.
PP, it has been long enough. If you had talked about this case long enough to still be saying playing. See, what you have to do when you are able to get on a huge platform like this is be honest and tell the truth and stop playing these little games that you play on your platform. You have been covering this case long enough not to be saying playing with his gun. Because, see, that's a lie. You do that. I noticed that you do that every time you talk about what happened that night. You always say, and sometimes you correct it and sometimes you don't. I've noticed that. But saying that the guy was playing with his gun, that's a lie. And then you want to correct it and say, cleaning his gun. It's cleaning his gun. He was cleaning his gun. And that's not a mistake. That's not a mistake that you say that. Because playing with his gun makes it seem that more trivial, right? Like, come on.
Through the wall and took her life. She's a young actress. Her last movie was Gumbo. I don't mean to plug anything, but and her mother reached out to me during the peak of the Tim Norman trial, and she was so distraught because the prosecutors there in Duluth, Georgia, Gwinnett County, not calling her back or anything. And when the bullet went through the wall, the first thing you should do, I would think, is call 911 or the police. Well, he did nothing. He just went on to work and then went to.
Now, I want y'all to listen to this lie. And it's a lie. It's a lie of omission. All right. I want y'all to listen very carefully to her telling him what this. Listen, y'all.
Back or anything. And when the bullet went through the wall, the first thing you should do, I would think, is call 911 or the police. Well, he did nothing. He just went on to work and then went to a wedding or something afterwards and did nothing.
She emphasized he did nothing. Now, we do know that that's a lie. No, he did not call 911, but he did leave a note. Okay? He did leave a note on Carlita's door. We know this. Why? Because the police have the note. So why would you leave out the fact that this guy left a note? Because you wanted to make it seem like he did nothing. And I want y'all to notice too as well, with her talking about this case, she never mentioned that they felt like it was a hate crime. Pay attention, people. Pay attention.
Oh, okay. So he shot through a wall and just figured, oh, well, it is what it is.
Yes. I mean, who does?
Oh, God. See, Storm, you got to be more careful, Storm. Thank y'all for the likes. I appreciate it. Continue to hit that like button and feel free to support the channel. Okay? Thank y'all.
That's that. So that's what we're working on now. One of the cases that I'm really focused on because I really want him. He has been arrested and arraigned, but no trial date. It's just like they're doing nothing.
There's no trial date. It's like they're doing nothing. If they did nothing, ma'am, see, this is what I can't do. This is what I can't do. That's why I love me some Vail. You may get Vail cracking jokes because he had me cracking up when he was talking about the Tim Norman case, baby. It was the terrible impressions. It was the terrible impressions. It was, and for y'all that don't know, that's what we get. I didn't do it from. I'm telling you, he may crack his jokes. He may say his shit, but he gonna stick to the facts. And he's not gonna leave out stuff just to make the case look like something that is not.
At all.
The courts down here in Georgia.
Now, she said that the courts are doing nothing. So we just gonna overlook the fact that this guy has been arrested. He's been arraigned. He was given a bond. He made bond. And he's out awaiting a trial date. So that's nothing, right? That's nothing. And the fact that you call yourself pushing for a trial date, and I told you this once before, Philip, just because you're hollering, screaming, kicking, snotting and crying, it's not going to make that court date come any sooner, ma'am. I don't know why you want to try to make these people think that you're actually doing something. You're not. You're not. But Storm Monroe is going to say something real pertinent, y'all, coming up. Listen.
Very, very slow. What's the race?
Let me go back.
Been arrested and arraigned, but no trial date. It's just like they're doing nothing at all.
The courts down here in Georgia are very, very slow.
I don't even think I knew he was in Georgia, did I?
Well, that's very, he telling you as I'm a resident down here and in Georgia, we move slow.
I'm a resident here in Alabama. Okay, my son was killed 2 years ago. The guy did the case just went to the grand jury almost 2 months ago. No trial date, ma'am. And to be honest, I was told straight up that it could be a while. It takes time. He just told you as a resident of Georgia that the courts are slow. Shout out to Storm.
What's the race of the guy that shot through the wall? Is he white?
Yes, he's Caucasian. Yes, he's white. And she's African-American young look. And her son, Storm, found her. He was
now, right there would have been the greatest opportunity for Philly Field to plug in. Oh, yeah, he's Caucasian. And she was African-American. And we, being me and her mom, thinks it was a hate crime. Don't y'all think that would have been an excellent time to insert that in there?
Yeah,
we
did we
point out the fact that she was being an ass for even bringing it up? Let me know.
Yeah, we nipped it in the bud. She ain't saying it no more.
I'm just asking for America now. I'm just asking for America. If you are so adamant that this could be a hate crime, that would have been a great time to say it, ma'am. You're on a huge platform.
17 at the time. He found her in the bed deceased.
Hi, Scorpio.
Ooh, I definitely got to tune in to hear about this one for sure, because they didn't even cover that on the local news here in Atlanta.
No, I know. It's like it was just hush, hush. Nothing was said. They gave Philadelphia. I know you know every case, every murder case, and it's not even considered to be a murder case, but I saw some videos of it being on the news. Not many, but I did see some news coverage. I saw the videos, and everybody knows that every murder, every manslaughter, every criminal case that happens don't warrant like news coverage. And I don't know how they pick it or how they pick what goes on the local news or whatever in the paper. I don't know. But I do know that all cases are not covered. So, yeah. Gave him a $30,000 bond and it disappeared. And like a year later, when she contacted me, almost a year later, we started calling and they finally brought him in and arraigned him. And now they won't set a court date.
They won't set a court date? They won't set a court date. Wow. Okay.
That's a shame that they don't want to do their job and we got to stay on them to do it. But hey, I would say channels like yours is a good example of when social media is used in a positive way. Definitely.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, definitely. When you can keep something out there and talk about it, trust me, people are listening. It does make a difference.
It does. It really does.
Together, yeah.
If you remember, even with sorry about that, now my phone going off. If you remember, even with Shanquella Robinson, a lot of people was covering that on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and it really helped to get national attention.
Yes, it did. It did. A lot of people covered. I did a couple of stories on it, but yes, a lot of it. Justice for Shanquella as well.
Monica says, so was that an unsolved case? No, ma'am. You still waiting to hear about the cold case she solved? So are we. So just keep listening. Maybe it'll come up before this interview over with Monica. Don't hold your breath, sweetie. Don't hold your breath. Oh, it's the calamity for me.
Well, yes, ma'am.
It's weird there. That was something else.
That was a very interesting one. And, it just goes to show, too, everybody that you call your friend ain't your friend. She went down there thinking she had...
Shout out to Scorpio supporting your platform. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for always supporting. Now she is on to Shanquella. I don't know if she's covered Shanquella or not. And from how she answered this question and how she's not going to be able to go into any depth about it, I'm not sure if she's covered it. I'm not for sure.
At 5, for instance, with 6, whatever. But quickly found out they all couldn't stand her and were all jealous of her. So
everybody ain't your friend. Everybody ain't your partner. That Tim was found guilty. He got on the stand. He lied to the court. The jurors saw through it, and they found him guilty. He was, as the judge said, a cold-blooded killing of deceasing of his nephew. He plotted it. Had it not been for him, Dre would be alive today.
Trevor would be alive today. Absolutely. And what got me with the whole situation was when I look back at the show, I could tell that Tim was jealous of Andre from the moment he came up from Texas.
Yeah, Tim was just, I don't know. I just don't understand how someone could do that to their family member. The family can be something else. Yeah, he would hit him, just, I don't know. He just wasn't the uncle. He didn't act like, family towards him, in my opinion. But Dre loved him, and his mother still says that he did love his uncle.
Wow.
I got a question.
He did say if anything happened to him.
Okay, go ahead.
How can a mama do a fake lie on your daughter and put out a restraining order and then tell people to call the job after you didn't call the job twice? How could a mama do that's family? How could you do that to your family?
She doesn't correlate the two, Trey. She does not. The lady lives in delusion. Like, she doesn't correlate the fact that she don't understand why we look at her over here. Because a lot of people don't know the story, but she don't understand that we over here knows that the whole, feeling some sort of way about Dre and Dre's situation is hitting her so hard when she pretty much did the most when it came to her daughter. Now, she didn't plot her daughter's, demise or anything like that we know of. But she's pretty much treated her daughter like trash. So how do you resonate with a woman who lost her son, who loved her son? How do you resonate so well with this woman when you literally got a living child that you threw away? I mean, I'm just asking for America and for Trey and Baby Pig. Okay.
Well, she's used the words dead and aborted child for her daughter, so that's on the same playing field to me.
Pretty much. Oh, and she did say the daughter was dead to her, so there's that.
The family said that. He told his family that.
Wow. Well, what kind of comfort, or has anybody tried to comfort Andre's mother? Because I feel like she kind of got forgotten about in this whole situation.
Oh, she definitely has not been forgotten about. I know there's a lot of people, but as far as the people that I know from my supporters, I mean, because there's a lot of talented people out there. People have made things for her. I mean, like this one lady made her a really nice blanket with all of the pictures of Dre, just pictures of Dre. And she absolutely loved it. And I have another supporter send her some nice things. No one has forgotten about her. They're working on a foundation. We have people helping her with that. So there's going to be a foundation, Justice for Dre.
Notice she didn't say she said nothing nice or she did nothing to help. She's always what other people did. All she do is talk.
Well, did she at least bake her a cake? That's her signature.
If she did, she didn't send it to her. And word on the street is that ain't no official shirt that she got. She got that one made herself.
Daddy, I know you lying.
That's what the word on the street is.
Daddy. My God, today.
Dre found Justice for Our Dre Foundation coming soon.
Absolutely. That's dope. Keeping his name alive, which is good.
Oh, yes, definitely. Dre, he was, when you looked at him on the show, I mean, he was just a sweet person. You know how some people you can just see that they're not like just an evil person, no one's perfect, but you can tell he didn't have malice in his heart.
I agree. He really genuinely just wanted to be around family and just get his life together. And I remember his mother sent him up to St. Louis, I believe, so he could finish school and, have a chance at a better life. I don't exactly remember what he was going through in Texas, but she thought that was, best at that time. And so he came, he graduated high school, he worked, he
was doing what he could do. All teenagers, everyone's been a teenager, no one's perfect, but he wasn't out there plotting a murder for hire on anybody. Let's just say that. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And since you have been covering this case,
I need to see Storm's link, and I also need to see their reacts links, and y'all know to drop, Raina, The Truth. You can even drop Monica Mo Justice. But yeah, I need to see Storm's link, and I need to see their reacts links. Okay.
Yes. I don't know if you know, but
hey, Miss Liz. Miss Liz said, is she a representative for child? That's about it. A mouthpiece. And not a good one at that. I'm just saying.
There's a whole sector on YouTube where like people really just dive into criminal cases.
Yeah, I think, is it called True Crimes, maybe?
Yeah.
Girl, you know what it is. I hashtag it in all my titles. Girl, you know what it is. And if you want to dive into that sector, honey, first thing you need to do is change your name from Eat with Philadelphia, maybe True Crimes with Philadelphia. And then another thing you need to do is take true crime seriously, because you just playing, girl. You trying to I digress.
True crimes. And the way you dove into it, I was just wondering, do you have like a criminal justice degree? Like you did an excellent job at this, and I just want to make sure.
Monroe, you play too much, sir. How you get criminal justice degree and she couldn't pronounce half the words she was reading off them transcripts? You play too much, dog.
Maybe he didn't know that, Trey. Don't everybody didn't watch her like that.
Well, he need to stop lying to that. If he didn't watch it, then how the hell he gonna say you did such a good job? Do you got a criminal justice degree? Stop it. And at that point is when I wrote down. I think I typed in the chat at that point.
Do you know if your plug is still recording Philly Fields content on that other channel?
If they doing it for personal reasons, because I wasn't been studying it, but
I just got a text message that she did a live that I may want to listen to, but she privated it. So,
a true reaction.
Yeah. All right, let's listen.
Oh, thank you so much. Actually, my nephew was gunned down in the streets of Little Rock at the age of 21. But the person didn't get it. Sometimes there's things that they say, it was self-defense or whatever, but I feel like he was gunned down. But my brother and his mother, they just left it alone. So that's one reason I didn't cover that like I did.
Well, thank you for clearing that up, because I was behooved. I was behooved as to why you didn't go, try to, work on that case, which, people ask the dumbass questions why I'm not doing lives about my son's case when there is an active investigation going on. I am his parent. So me coming on my channel talking about the case would do what? I was advised not to speak about the case, man. For the people that ask, or the people that think I'm gonna feel a way about them covering, nah, I ain't gonna feel a way. One good turn deserves another, is all I'm saying. I digress.
With Dre. So I just felt, and I watched the show and I just felt a connection to him. We all did. There was so many people calling me. People were calling Storm all through the night. Just like Miss Jackie had called me when she called me.
Where are these people, or why are you not working on their cases, ma'am? I'm asking for America. Hey, Lady Sunflower. Okay, boo. Where are all of these people, ma'am, and why are you not actively working on their cases? Because for right now, and the Till Norman case is over with, done with, kaput, and you still hanging on to that. As of right now, you're only working on Carlita Foley, and you're reviewing the Murdoch trial. So all the people that were calling you in the middle of the night to help them, why are you not helping them, ma'am? We don't see it. We don't see you cracking cold cases, ma'am. You need to get on your job.
Her daughter, Carlita. I had finished the show. It was like I was already asleep, but something told me, and normally I don't answer the phone. I went ahead and answered the phone, and it was her. So I just really, yes, I put it all into that case. Every document that came out, I had it.
You did. You had the documents. You went through it. You took calls. You did the doggone thing.
I took calls and I learned I learned some things, and it'll help me grow.
I think she did, Monica Mo Justice. I think she solved the Murdoch case. There is talks of a juror that went to the actual murder scene and saw some evidence that the DA's office missed or the detectives missed. I think she was that juror. I think she was that juror that went to the crime scene and found that evidence and bust the case wide open. That's what I think. Yep. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, and know what to and what not to do in the future.
Absolutely. Any misconceptions or anything else you want to address? I think we pretty much covered everything. I don't think it was anything too crazy.
Yeah, I think we've covered it all. I mean, I did this just from the heart. I didn't do it to try to just, gain clout. But when something is really popular, people will watch and your views will go up.
Wait, but she lying though. I got you on video saying, "Ooh, that's what I'm gonna talk about, sweetie pie. That's what's popping in these YouTube streets, nigga." It wasn't about justice and you from the bottom of your heart. It literally was about views.
That a whole video with her saying it. A whole video with her saying it, sitting at her job. Yes, sir, girl. My God, today.
Say from you starting with you. And I appreciate you. I gained a lot of support once you said my name. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming on. And I will be watching as you dive into the Carlita case.
Well, Storm, please don't get your hopes up because there's nothing for her to dive into. The only thing she's going to be able to cover is what the rest of us are going to be able to cover when the man finally go to trial. And sorry to say, she would have had nothing to do with that. Absolutely nothing. Now she may get a whole lot of, I will give her credit as the one that gets the court documents. She's not the only one. I watch better people at it. Shout out to Very X. But that's it. That's all she's gonna be able to do, sir.
Please just mention that or take a look at it. Justice for Carlita Foley. We just want him to have his day in court. He deserves it. Maxwell Williamson is the person. He deserves his day in court. We want to know, why did you leave that young lady there in her home after a bullet went through the wall? No one should do that. You should have called 911.
Absolutely. He absolutely should have, but he felt it's that privilege. He felt like he didn't have to. So,
well, Storm, I know you feel that way. A lot of people feel that way as far as the privilege is concerned, but you don't know the full story, Storm. That young man, he did not call the 911, which is probably one of the reasons why he's being charged. But he did. I can't let you just think that he did nothing, and that's what that woman said. He did nothing, and that's not true. I mean, what he did didn't help anything. It didn't save her life, or it's not much. But he did not do nothing. You cannot leave that out. You can't put that out there. You can't do that. You got to tell the whole truth.
That's okay. He will have his day in court as well. Tell the people once again where they can find you, Philly Phil, before we head out.
Eat with Philly Phil, talk show, and more. And thank you guys so much for any support that you give me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. You take care. You have a good one, all right?
Okay, thank you.
That was it on that, y'all. Short but sweet. And believe me, Miss Phillifield, who says there's not an NDA, if you could have talked about that whole sweetie pie situation, dear, you would have. Let's just be clear. All right? So there is an NDA out there. Quit lying to the people. See, that's your problem. You're a liar. Monica just said I got questions based on what you want to hit the. Oh, I think you said you were at work. Okay, you can't hit the link, girl. A lot of people got questions. A lot of people got questions, Monica. I do have another live where we dove into the whole it may be two. I know it's at least one where we dove into the whole Carlita Foley case and the things she was saying. If you want to go check them out. Rivka said, I still have those text messages regarding the beautiful Carlita Foley case in my cell phone showing how PP asked me to help find the original news clip, which was months ago. I got the information. Now, for those that was not in the Truth Live earlier, we will soon be doing a live where Miss Rivka is going to be interviewed, and y'all don't want to miss that live. It's going to be The Truth. Miss Liz, of course. I love Miss Liz. I love The Truth too. Lord have mercy. You think I don't like them, y'all? The Truth, Miss Liz, me, Rivka, and possibly Trey. So yeah, y'all make sure y'all stay tuned for that. Liz, Liz said if she emailed being Crump, why has it? Girl, being Crump ain't coming nowhere near Philadelphia. Help find. LOL, I found it in 5 minutes. Come on now. All right, so moving on. Now, I'm going to drop the link. Well, my mom's dropping the link if y'all want to hit the StreamYard. But moving on to Tarika. We all know who the infamous Tarika is. Tarika Ellison, the female that assisted, and I say assisted allegedly, Tim Norman with the plot against Andre Montgomery. I think when Tim got, if I can remember saying it alive, after Tim got sentenced and things of that nature, I told y'all Tarika Neal was gonna be out. Didn't I tell y'all? Tarika Neal was gonna be out, and when I say Neal, I'm talking about her and old Wiley, you know, the insurance agent. Now, Travell, he gonna spend a little time. He might spend a little time, but I knew that Tarika and old Wiley, and I'm surprised. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if Wally was out, but Wally be low key. He be low key. He ain't got time for these street games. You feel me? But Tarika's out, and what we're gonna do now, we're gonna listen to Vel B Reacts. Okay, shout out to Vel B Reacts. Y'all make sure y'all click on his link and go in and check him out. I absolutely love him when it comes to these stories. Okay. So this live, was it a live or video? I think it was a video. It's entitled Tim Norman Trial, Tarika Ellison Innocent Highlights, Griggs Family Victim Impact Statements. It was put out a month ago. We're going to listen to it, and we're going to react to it as well. Did you say, when you say Wiley last night, I thought you meant that cockeyed food. Oh, Lord. No. All right, y'all, let's get into it. Here we go.
Anyway, okay, so let's get enough about me. Let's get back to justice for Andre. Okay, so where we left off, Judge Ross had the sidebar with Tarika and her attorney, and then the government, and comes back to us and then says, asks the government if the Griggs family.
Now, I'm playing this video first because it speaks on her sentences. Bear right now is talking about when Tarika was sentenced. So we're going to listen to this first, and then we're going to get into his video about her being released, y'all. Okay? And I'm not going to do a whole lot of talking because I want to hurry up and get through this one so we can get to the next one.
Had any witness statements, which victim impact statements, which we, of course, knew they did. So he basically, the same way he's always done, asked, if there was any sort of order, if they knew who was first. They always just leave it to the family to determine who's going to go first. So the first person that gave their victim impact statement was Karen. Yeah, I ain't gonna give names just in case I don't know people. But her name is Karen, Auntie Karen. Auntie Karen is the lady in the blue here. And she got up, and this was her first.
So he's talking about Dre's family members. He's speaking about Dre's family members giving their victim impact statements, I believe, at Tarika's sentencing hearing, y'all. Okay?
I feel like, if I'm not mistaken, this is her first time giving a victim impact statement. She was a part of the press conference when Tim was sentenced, but she has never done a victim impact statement, at least gotten up to speak, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure she has.
Shout out to Sky. Thank you so much, Sky, for supporting the channel. I appreciate you, sweetheart.
So she is Andre's auntie, as well as Michelle's sister. She, again, with these, y'all, I'm just kind of jotting down like shorthand, trying to grab as much as I can because people are they're just talking. And so some of what she expressed was, she said that they have an extremely close family, so much so that their nieces and nephews are like their children to them. So they're like sons and daughters. So she said Andre was like not only her nephew, but he was like a son. They like help each other raise their kids, all of that. She says Tarika wanted to be with her kids and watch them grow up and get married, just like my sister did. She said money guides her to make bad decisions. So she's saying money guides Tarika to make bad decisions. Like, if this proves that, can't disagree with that. Says because she was under the influence of money, she called Tim instead of 911 when Andre was M. She said she didn't say anything after. This one I was like, ouch, you. I'm like, they family over here. She says doing wrong for money is in her blood. Y'all hear that? Doing wrong for money is in her blood.
Wow.
Like,
she must know something about Tarika family members, honey. Tarika, you got tainted family members, honey.
Oh my God, they're gonna get the humbugging in here. Like, that's a slight on family.
Very silly.
But I'm sure they're privy to more information about this pre-sentencing report that the public can't see. All the stuff behind the scenes that's happened.
Because let me tell you something. In a case where a person is being sentenced, in the pre-sentencing report, them people list all your family members. Well, I'm not gonna say all. I'm gonna say like immediate family members that has had a brush with the law. So the reason why I say that is because whenever somebody's being sentenced, they ask about family members that may be in the prison system already or has been in the prison system. So yeah, the auntie must know about some family members of Tarika's that's also been involved with the law.
You know, her background and all that. So she's stating from a perspective some of us ain't got. She says, please give her, I think basically I got chicken scratch here, but I think she was saying, please give her as many years as possible in her sentence. Then you heard, I put here as a side note, then you heard somebody in the front row of Tarika's side go, So you heard.
See, that's what I be
fine.
talking about. That's what I be talking about. It be the damn. See, I'm talking about it like you be sitting in the courtroom with this dude. He said somebody. He said somebody in Tarika's family when the auntie said that they started boo-hooing. Listen, y'all.
That was the first audible cry that you heard. At first.
Wow.
The next person to get up was Sandra. Sandra, I'll leave it there. Why am I drawing a blank of? I guess maybe I couldn't see. Maybe I was too busy writing. I'm like, I don't remember what Sandra looked like, and if she's in the picture or not. I can't tell you, but her name was Sandra. Wow, why can't I remember? I think she's one of the relatives that's in this picture too. I'm sorry, Sandra. My brain is drawing a blank in my. Like I said, I was a little off today. And guard my life at the same time. They was risky, y'all. Y'all got me in trouble with that last line. With y'all shenanigans. But anyway, Sandra got up and she said, I know this may not be appropriate in this environment, but she's like,
hey, Venus.
I want to give honor to God. She says, the woman waiting to be sentenced is the main reason Dre was K-word.
Wow.
She says, the reason my sister has, she's also the reason that my sister doesn't have her son.
Wow.
She's the one. She's the one, the reason why he won't get married. She's the one who lured Andre out. She's the one who got him to keep his guard down, to let his guard down for this to happen to him. Because Andre's guard was up. We'll get to that. We ain't done, y'all. She says she's the one that pretended to be interested in him. She's the one that did all of this for $10,000. This is like when y'all there, y'all hit him saying, "Ooh, it's just different. Ooh, it's different."
Yep.
It's like chills. She says she was the only. She was also the only one loyal to Tim, meaning to make this happen, to follow through with it. Here we go, y'all. Now I don't think this out here. I don't think I've heard it anywhere else, and I knew about this. Got a little insight without telling too much. That I heard about this a few months ago, and I was like, I ain't saying nothing until I can say something. It's been said in public, so now I can say something. So she says, we know other women refused the job.
What?
Which is why Dre knew Tim was after him.
Well, that did come out, y'all. But they never named any other women. They did say it was another. They said during this trial that it was a female that sort of kind of warned Dre. They said it was a female, never said her name or anything like that. She didn't testify or anything like that, but they said that it was a actual female out there that warned Dre that Tim was pretty much after him. So what this family member saying is true.
I need some reaction. Say it, y'all.
Oh, God.
Did y'all know this before? I'm going to read again. We know other women refuse to do the job that Tarika ended up doing, the one she's paying for right now. That $10,000 wasn't nearly enough to handle. Says, which is why Dre knew Tim was after him. So y'all knew, right? We talked about, it's been discussed in public that Dre had told his mom rather, that if something happened, well, his family really, if something happened to me, Uncle Tim did it.
Yep, sure did.
That is why he said that. Because Tim had this was the third attempt on Andre's life.
What?
The third.
Val, what are you saying? I had no clue. What?
Attempt on Andre's life. This was the third woman that Tim tried to use to lure Andre so that he could.
Oh my God. Now, I never heard that, y'all. I did not know that. Now, like I say, I did know about the other female that knew what Tim, but I don't think it really came out that he had asked her to do what he asked Tarika to do, but she knew something. And she warned Dre, which is why Dre was so adamant that Tim was after him. But I did not know it was three. Y'all. Oh my gosh.
Eliminate Andre.
Oh God.
Third, not one, not two, but three.
My God.
That is why Andre said, if something happens to me, my uncle did it because he's got these women
Why did he go back though, Dre? Why? Oh my God. This young man had to be scared for his life. Why did oh God.
saying, your uncle tried to put me up to telling him where you at, lure you out so he could keep.
Oh my God.
Wow. Tarika was the one that he was finally able to get in that head and get her to do it.
Wow.
Really, I guess he was being honest with the other women. Maybe, I'm not sure of the details of that, and maybe we'll hear those things.
Yeah, you probably right, Bill, because this is the thing. He might have told them more than he told Tarika. Because Tarika did testify, and it was testimony that Tarika thought that, you know, he was just going to have him beat up or whatever. I guess the trick didn't think to ask questions, or she says it didn't come to her mind that Tim wanted to do something, you know, to take his life or whatever. But maybe once he tried with the two other women and he told too much, then maybe he got a little smart, and with Tarika decided not to say too much. Tim got 2 life sentences, Monica. 2 life sentences. Y'all, thank y'all for the likes. I appreciate it. Y'all continue to hit that like button. And also feel free to support the channel. Thank y'all so much. That motivates me, okay? Yes, he got 2 life sentences plus 248 months, Monica. Thank you, Melissa. St. Louis PD was still waiting for him to return for the lie detector test. I get it, man, but my God, today. Ooh, just to know. Oh, my God.
It's when people can talk. So I don't know if maybe he was being more direct with those women and then realized that wasn't working. And so he said, well, I'm going to find someone who's a little slower and I'm going to trick them into it. I don't know, but that's, I guess, possible as well.
You could be right.
Okay, so she also went on to say, she claims she was only paid to locate Dre. But when she did, because she did locate him at the La Quinta Inn, and she already had her $10,000 at that point, why didn't she leave and go about her business to go home to the kids that she claims to love so much? I was like, Auntie, that's a great question. That's a really great question.
That's right. It is.
She claims that she was only working with Tim to locate Andre. She performed the duties of her job when she
told Tim where he was, so why did you have to go there and lure him out the house? You knew something was going to happen to him. That's why I get so pissed off, y'all, that she was actually able to plea. Because I'm not gonna even say she convinced these people that she didn't know what Tim was plotting and planning. I'm gonna say they knew that she knew that what Tim was plotting and planning, and they just needed that plea. They needed that plea deal. See, they were adamant about getting Tim. And with them adamant about getting Tim and needing her testimony, they dropped the ball when it came to these other people. I'm just saying. That's my opinion. Because ain't no fucking way in this world that y'all gonna believe DA office that this girl didn't know what was up. I'm sorry. I'm just not buying it. I'm not buying it. Speak it, Vail. See, this is why I love Vail, y'all.
Him at the La Quinta Inn. She also already had her payment. So it wasn't like she said, well, I got to stick around because he still hadn't paid me. He had also paid her. And she, as we saw from many of the letters, the character witness letters, loves her children. She's a great mom. She's, you know, great role model for him and you know, want to see him off to school every day and all this other stuff. Why would you rush her back? Like, dude, I can't, all this extra stuff you want me to do, I ain't got time for it. I did what you asked me to do.
Because once they were in that hotel room together, for those that know the case, and listen, I got videos of talking about you know, I reacted to all of Vail's coverage of this trial. But they were in the Tim and Tarika had sex in a hotel room and afterwards, Tarika made the call to locate Dre. She made the call to locate Dre. Located Dre, knew where Dre was, which is all she was supposed to do for Tim. Tim had paid her $10,000 before she even left the hotel room. So if that was the extent of what you had to do was to locate Dre, why in the hell did you leave the hotel room, go with Tim to the Walgreens to get the burner phones, call Dre again, make sure he was at the spot where actually, Dre was not at the spot where you located him at, which was the La Quinta. You went as far as finding out where he was in that moment, which was later on that evening at that house where he was killed. You went to the mall, you left the mall, you went to the house, you called Dre on the phone, and you had Dre to come outside. When Dre came outside, that's when Travell shot him. So your job did not just include locating Dre, because even before you went to that house to lure him out, you told Tim where he was. They dropped the ball when it came to her. And the fact that she's out walking the streets, that shit ain't right. I'm sorry. That is not right. That is not. They dropped the ball, Slam. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Sat outside the house and waited for him. Come on.
To get home to my kids back in Memphis. I was like, that's a good question. She continued to say, I can manage. This was deep. She said, I can imagine her smiling at him, knowing she was waiting, knowing that she was waiting for someone to come and get him, come for him.
Wow.
Like, she's sitting there in the car for those 2 to 3 minutes that Andre has been lured to her car. She's talking with him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure she's smiling at him and kikiing at him and, all this stuff. She says,
brought him an outfit, Val. Remember, do you remember when she called Dre and Dre asked her where she was? She was at the mall shopping. Remember, she had 10 bands. She was at the mall shopping. Dre asked her to buy him an outfit and she bought it. Bought him an outfit. Knowing that young man wasn't going to wear that outfit, she knew what the hell was finna happen. I don't care what nobody say. I still believe that, y'all.
She didn't call 911 even after she got home. But she called Tim to see if...
And see, this is the thing. If you went there not knowing what was going to happen, if you innocently went there and didn't know what was going to happen, why in the hell that when you was in that car, in that location, and you got a call to pull off, you heard gunshots and knew this young man had been shot, but yet you did not call the police? You got your ass out of Dodge and you left. You did not call. You didn't even call the police after you got home. If you felt that maybe your life was in danger, if you had to call police, you did not call the police, and you knew this young man had been shot. But yet you was innocent. Yet you didn't know what was gonna happen. Girl, bye. Y'all, this ain't right that she's out. I'm sorry.
Could return to Memphis if she could.
Y'all know how I feel about the female setup. And all I can say when it comes to my son case, for those that know the story, know I feel like my son was set up by a female.
Returned to St. Louis a month later. She wants us to believe that she took that $10K in blood money and didn't know death was on the other side. I was like, who's coming with it? I got to repeat that one. She wants us to believe that she took the $10,000 in blood money and didn't know that death was on the other side. Because you're taking $10,000 just to say, oh yeah, he had the La Quinta.
Full of shit.
That's it?
Full of shit.
But we know that she says it's for her boutique. We know the storyline. When we do the transcripts, we'll talk about that and we'll revisit those things. one of the last things I got that she said was Tarika family. Oh, no, she didn't say this. I said this. This was an observation. So I put Tarika's family making noises, hearing like snorting and some murmuring.
What the hell? You got canine ears? Like, I mean, it's the sound effect for me, y'all. I'm sorry. This dude right here, you got to be a little OCD, Bill. I'm just calling you out on it. You got to have a case of OCD. I'm just sorry.
It was like these
you pay too much damn attention
coming from them. And it was silent, really, for the most part over there. It was just very odd that, you know, and the things that, you know, were said here.
Don't laugh. You know I ain't lying. You know you've been diagnosed. You gotta be. I know you gotta be. See, this is the type of attention I pay. See, these are the type of notes that I would actually make in sitting inside a courtroom. They was tapping their feet and shit. I know.
It was like they were reacting, but in a shady way.
Oh,
that,
Lord.
You know, that you can't say, well, y'all being disrespectful. It was like, no, I was just snorting. It really sounded
Yeah, they were being disrespectful. They were in the middle of this lady's statement, and I wasn't even there, and I could feel that. Because what you doing all that snorting and carrying on for?
Someone was snoring, really, is what that first sound that I heard. It sounded like somebody was waking up out of a snore. I don't know. I don't know what that was about. So then the third person to get up was Darren Griggs. This is Andre's brother. He's the second. He's the only guy in the picture, but he's the second person over from your left in this picture below. Says Darren Griggs goes on to start saying, this has been an emotional and physical toll on him and the family. You can imagine. It's crazy. He said, my brother, knowing that my brother was hunted down like an animal, I was like, wow, that was deep. And I think he said this before in one of the other sentencing hearings. But it's like when you really think about it, that's exactly what was done.
Yeah, it is.
This wasn't no one time, no one occasion. And
well, I did not know it was three. I did not know. I am still behooved. I'm still behooved about the 3 attempts. Damn it, man.
Oh, he got him that time. No, this monster kept hunting him literally as if he was some animal getting away from him in the forest. And he's like, I'm gonna keep going out there until I catch him one day and catch him in this trap.
Thanks.
It's really deep. That's why he deserves life. He really deserves death penalty. But it's deep, y'all. It's deep. It's deep. Like at no point did his mind say, oh, what am I doing? This is crazy. This didn't work. Let me stop. Like, this is my nephew. Nothing. And then when that finally happened, he was just like, F was what he said to BJ Beats.
That sure is what he said. That sure is what he said, y'all.
Beats was like, man, my condolences to you for the loss of your nephew. He was like, man, F him. What?
Sound like something he'll say too.
Says, Darren goes on to say he hates that Tarika was the last one to see his brother smile.
Wow.
Because when you think about it, you know, Andres, he's in the car,
always smiling,
talking to this woman who he's taking on, liking. She bringing him an outfit. He's thinking she really likes me, and next time, one day, I'm gonna get it. So he's smiling at her. And she was the last person he smiled at.
Lord Jesus.
He literally was gone within a couple minutes. Took his last breath. Darren says he goes on to say he elaborated because he was taking the position too that Tarika wasn't as ignorant to all of this as she portrays.
It just is what it is, y'all. If you think about it, like it don't make sense. It does not make sense to this woman. I know they say she ain't got no education. I know they say that she's slow. But my God, today, like this woman got killed. Like you cannot be that slow. You cannot. That money played a huge part in what she did. The feeling she had for Tim played a huge part. I just don't believe she did not know.
The fact that, because he was like, I understand she had a hard life and lack of education and all these traumas and all this stuff, but it's basically no excuse for this still. Still doesn't
I agree.
Make what she did okay, and doesn't, in their mind, make it where she should get leniency because of what she's been through in her past. So he says, there were many times.
And I know that the truth, and that's what I'm saying. I honestly get it. I honestly get it that to guarantee that they got Tim, they needed her, they needed the travail guy, they needed the insurance wallet, the wallet guy. I get it. I get it. I get it. But this is the thing. I thought when it came to copping pleas that you had to be totally honest. And to me, when a story don't make sense, when it's just not resonating as somebody having common sense, then it's not facts. Like, of course, she told the people, I didn't know that he was gonna harm him, or I didn't know that he was gonna have him killed, because that makes her look like less of an evil bitch. I'm sorry, but that can't be true though. And to me, when you're copping a plea, if you're not being completely honest, then I don't think you should get a plea. Because that whole scenario of her not knowing that Tim had some shit up his sleeve, I just don't believe it. I'm sorry.
He could have not followed through with this and kind of woke up. And he says one of them was when she located Dre at the La Quinta Inn, the hotel that he was at originally, and told Tim, I've now located him. And Tim said, my boys ain't ready yet. That should have been a trigger warning for her that something ain't right. Wait a minute. What?
What you mean your boy ain't ready?
Your boys ain't ready yet. I thought I was just locating him. Why are boys coming?
Come on, Val. Come on.
But didn't click. Nothing changed. Her actions stayed the same.
She probably did. The truth, you still can't hit the link. She probably did ask for immunity. She probably wanted immunity, but they knew she was lying. That's why they had to give her something. Listen, that's just how I'm thinking. They knew she was lying.
Yeah, that's why I said this part. Her lack of education was no excuse. He then went on to say there have been 1,617 days. She had 1,617 days to call the police.
Come on.
She didn't.
Come on.
She had 1,617 days to tell the truth when our family was in the dark and trying to figure out what happened to my brother.
Come on.
So when this was a cold case.
So it was actually a cold case at some time? Wait a minute, hold on. That word triggers me. Those two words trigger me. So this was an actual cold case at one point in time. Phil, did you crack this cold case, girl? Or did you come in when the damn case was solved? Huh? I'm just asking for a miracle. The fuck?
She had 617 days to say something. She ain't say nothing. He went on to say she had 617 days to live her best life.
Come on.
And he went on to say that he actually had, she didn't know, but they have a mutual friend in common. That Tarika was not aware of, who was screenshotting her social media activity with her taking all these pictures, doing all this stuff.
Ooh.
Having a ball on.
Not with the photos, Val. Val ain't got the booty shots. You know what?
Social media. Y'all know I got plenty of pictures. I ain't got none of them here. Selling her sunglasses, selling her weight loss teeth, selling her teeth whitening scam, doing all those things. A friend of both of theirs was sending all of that
to the family.
To Darren. And so he's like, because at that point he, knowing she got something to do with it and just she ain't been caught up yet. And he's like, I'm watching her live her best life while my brother's gone, and she ain't told not one time that this is happening.
Wow.
I was like, wow. Small world, y'all. Small world.
Lord Jesus.
He said, when she was in the car and got the text saying, move, why didn't she tell Dre to move too?
Come on. Come on, Darren.
Coming with these victim impact segments, y'all should be there. Says, never mentioned that she knew Tim, that he was looking. She never mentioned to Dre that she actually knew who Tim was and that Tim was looking for him.
Wow.
So she never once told Dre, oh, I know your uncle. And by the way, he's looking for you. Like the other women, the other two. Remember, Tarika's the third. She's not the first.
Wow.
Not even the second, she's third. Two other women did that. Or probably more. It might be more who was just like, I ain't finna get involved in that. And they never talked to Dre, never knew Dre or whatever. Or they just didn't follow through. Those are three we know of, or these are the three we know of. Oh, yeah. Says, had she seen Dre as a person instead of a dollar sign, she would have said something or done something different. That's not verbatim, but that's what he was saying. Says, even with the max sentence that she could possibly get, which at that point was 20 years, she can still return home to her family. She can still see her kids, and she can still see them get married and have children. Something that Dre's mom would never be able to see.
Wow.
She says, Darren says, as a family, we don't care what she has to say and don't want her to speak because she had 1,617 days to do that, and she didn't. That's it. That's it. He dropped the mic on that one. So I was like, ooh, she probably gonna speak then. She probably gonna speak. Okay, so then we have Michelle Griggs.
Wow.
Michelle Griggs comes to the podium. She says, this isn't the first attempt. This is when I was like, okay, it's okay for me to talk now. Oh, if y'all knew the stuff I knew that I don't tell y'all. I can't tell y'all.
Don't do that. You can't be doing that, Bill. Like, don't be doing that. You know, that's just not right.
I gotta wait. Patience, grasshoppers, because when it comes, I tell y'all, this ain't over. It's just gonna be getting started when Tim gets sentenced. I'm just telling y'all something.
Yeah, he did come with it after Tim got sentenced, y'all.
All right, moving on. I'm saying too much. This isn't the first attempt, is what Michelle Griggs says. Tarika is a cold-blooded Emmer.
Did she say that in the court? My God, today.
Those are her words. That was a quote. Oh, she was the main corporate in this plot. Meaning without this, without her, it doesn't happen. Michelle says, even after she saw Dre's M on the news, that Dre was taken out, when she saw it on the news, she said nothing. She could have told him, don't leave the La Quinta. So when she knew that Tim was after him, she could have said, your uncle after you. Don't leave.
She could have did what the other young lady did. Remember, there was a young lady that warned Dre. She could have did the same. And to be honest, she could have did the same after she even got the money, because she was paid by Tim. And if she had any kind of anything, after she got that money, if the money was so important, she still had time to warn Dre. Y'all.
Stay in the La Quinta because he's out to get you. She says she could have drove off with Dre. So when she went to Natural Bridge to go give him them.
Yeah, because our regular ass crackhead Travail, who was in waiting to shoot him, I don't even think was in a car. He was outside, standing outside. I don't think so. If she had drove off with Dre, it probably wouldn't have happened.
Outfit. Dre got in the car. She could have said, I'm taking you. Your uncle after you. I'm saving you. Did she know? She was like, bye-bye. Literally. Bye. Says, Michelle then says, she only talked after getting caught.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, she ain't said a word, as Darren said, 1,617 days of silence.
Mm-hmm.
But when she got caught, she sung like a canary.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she sung. Oh, she sung a sweet melody that got this monster convicted. But she didn't do it until her own life or livelihood or freedom was at stake.
Mm-hmm.
So Michelle Griggs says she wants Tarika to get the max sentence of the possible.
Yep.
So in summary, the Griggs family's perspective on this is that, and Darren said, I don't know if I read it or not, but he said it, that although he is grateful that Tarika did speak, he didn't say thank you to you or none of that. It was I'm grateful, like as I'm grateful to God that she actually did. Like it wasn't even like he was giving her credit. It was like I'm grateful that this situation caused her to speak because and tell the truth and give the whole plot, because without that they know that there's a 99% chance that Tim would have went free.
That's true.
Or never even got caught, never got arrested. So they are very aware of that. And so there's a gratefulness to God for that, but not Tarika, because the thought is Tarika didn't do that for us. She didn't do that for Dre, because for one, she could have
saved Dre's life. Yeah.
And Dre could still be here. But the other piece is, let's say she got bamboozled into that point. She could have also not had us in the dark for years with a cold case, not knowing what happened to Dre.
Exactly.
So the fact that she's speaking up now does not make them feel like, oh, she's such a sweetheart and she, got bamboozled and she really cares and blah, blah, blah. No, it's like, they like, you just try to get home to your kids and be with your family and have your life and once again return to living your best life. So they ain't happy with this. We'll talk a little bit more about this. About this. It's more in my notes.
Battery low.
Oh no, you're not. So that's it on that video, y'all. Let me plug up my Bluetooth because she's saying that she's almost drained. So give me just a second. And we're gonna get to the next video, y'all. Thank y'all for supporting this live and hanging in there with your girl. I think it's very interesting, and I'm glad y'all think so too. Shout out to Vale. I don't know if he's still in here, but shout out to Vale for also being in the building. I feel so good about that, y'all. So next we're gonna go to, that's the end of that. He just basically gave, talked about the victim impact statements that the Griggs family gave before her sentencing. And we all know that I think she was sentenced to like 3 years. Now, what we're going to get into now is the fact that she has been released. Tarika has been released, y'all. All right, so we're going to get into Vail. It's only 7 minutes, but I'm sure it's full of information. He dropped this video a day ago, yesterday. It's entitled, make sure y'all drop his link for me. Tarika Ellison released, post new video with her daughter. Now I would have screenshotted the photo with her daughter, but I don't listen. I'll post adults all day long, photos on my channel, but what I don't do is post kids. I would not post kids. The only way I would post a child, if it's like a case that I'm covering, the child is the victim. But as far as anything other than that, I'm not gonna post a child. But shout out to Vail. All right, so let's listen. Y'all, please be sure to hit the like button. Also, feel free to hit the cash app and support the channel. Thank y'all so much for sticking in here. I appreciate it.
Over our favorite TV shows, trending topics, and everything in between that we care about. So we have an update on Tarika Ellis, and Although we know that she was sentenced a couple months ago to 3 years in prison with time served, and the expectation was that Tarika would be released somewhere around August of 2023. However, due to a recent post, it seems
So
like
basically, she was sentenced to 3 years with time served. Now you guys to realize that Terica has been locked up since she was arrested. I think on this charge, including court and everything. She's actually been locked up for close to 3 years. So that's why I told y'all in my other live that I wouldn't be surprised that she will be out soon. Not knowing then that her actual release date could have been in August. I had no clue of that. I just knew it would be soon because I knew that she had been in jail for a while. So I guess she was scheduled to be released in August, but yet she got out in March.
there's a possibility, and I'm not 100% sure, but there's a possibility that Tarika is actually free now.
Oh, it's the intro for me. Shout out to Vail. True crimes and cold cases, baby. It's the intro for me. Now, Vail. Now, you say in your intro, true crimes and cold cases. Now, we don't want you to be another perpetrator. Are you actually working on cold cases, sir? It's the shade that I throw for me. Now, this is the intro. It's the bomb.com, and I know it's loud, but yeah, this is his intro. Unsolved mysteries, Vail. I'm gonna need you to do
So it looks like Tarika Ellis, who was one of the accomplices in the conspiracy to commit M for hire against Andre Montgomery, is officially free after serving 3 years in jail. In an Instagram story video from March 20th, Tarika Ellis is seen apparently free for the first time since her arrest in August of 2022. Tarika Ellis posted an Instagram story with her youngest daughter, who appears to be happy and dancing while they're in a large waiting area.
Well, my God, today she's pretty. I ain't gonna take it away from her, but she looks so much different. She's beautiful, and she's there. Yep, with her daughter. Now, actually, I could have showed this little video because Vail, shout out to Vail, he got an emoji over the baby's face. So damn it, I wish I had watched this before I came on. I would have showed it to y'all. But yeah, he's got an emoji over the baby's face. Right here, he's showing a little girl dancing in the video. She's dancing. She's happy to see her mommy.
After confessing to her role in the James Timothy Norman M for hire plot against his nephew, Andre Montgomery, Tarika Ellis pled guilty and cooperated with the U.S. attorneys to help them solidify conviction of James Timothy Norman. And during her sentencing hearing, Tarika tearfully apologized to the family of Andre Montgomery and stated that she did not know that she was being asked to lure Andre out to have his life taken. Tarika also stated that the reason she did not come forward in the 4 years after Andre's life was taken was because she was afraid that Tim would take her life as well. A sentiment that was echoed by the shooter, Travell Anthony Hill, as well during his sentencing hearing. In one of her other posts, Tarika wrote about one of her brothers who had had his life taken as well. And I found it ironic that those responsible for playing a role in taking Andre's life, who was also a brother to others, all lost brothers before or after this tragic situation as well.
Is that what they call trauma bonding? I don't know, maybe. They'll say, "At Truth Hurts, I'm nobody's detective and don't pretend to be. I just share true crime and reality stories that we care about." Come on with it, Val. Come on with it. That's an excellent mission statement. So you're not claiming to be something that you're not. So let's be clear. I think you do an excellent job in what you do. And the fact that you don't go roaming these YouTube streets pretending to be something you're not says a lot.
Tarika Ellis is the only conspirator that is free.
Tarika is a beautiful young lady. She's beautiful. Now I didn't see the beauty in her when she was going through this, because all we saw was mug shots and stripper posts and shit of that nature. But she's pretty. I mean, but her being pretty does not sway my opinion that, girl, you still should be locked up with Big Bertha. I'm sorry, you still should be washing Big Bertha's drawers. But you know what? Life has a funny way. I'm just saying.
And has served her complete time in the eyes of the law. Wael Yagnon, the former insurance agent who was convicted of conspiring to commit mail and wire fraud with Tim Norman for falsifying information on the 5 life insurance policies they applied for, pled guilty and was sentenced to 3 years in federal prison.
Now, he was also sentenced to 3 years in federal. Now, he was also, Wiley, the insurance guy, he was also sentenced to 3 years. So you can best believe either he's out or he's about to get out. But I can guarantee you that when he gets out, we probably won't know about it, because he's not going to go on Instagram and become an Instagram thought. I'm just saying.
A term he started serving in the past couple months. Travell Anthony Hill, who was the gunman.
Oh, well, no, I take that back. You want to know why? Because Wally was not locked up the entire time. All right, y'all, listen. I made a mistake. Let me correct myself. Tarika had been locked up ever since she was arrested, if I'm not mistaken. She wasn't able to make bond. But Wiley, the insurance guy, he actually was able to post bond. And Wiley was free until he had to turn himself in and he got his sentence. So he's actually just not starting to serve his time. So no. But still, too, I believe that he's not going to serve the whole 3 years either. I don't think he's going to serve the whole 3 years. But he's actually just not starting, his time. So, forgive me for that mistake, y'all. I forgot. He was not locked up the entire time. He had been out. Okay.
Pled guilty as well and received a sentence of 32 years in federal prison for his cooperation, of which 2 of the years he's already served. And James Timothy Norman, who was the former reality show star, who during this trial was called the mastermind or the master manipulator of this entire plot, was the only defendant that did not plead guilty. And after 2 years of motions and switching attorneys and finally taking this to trial, James Timothy Norman was convicted and sentenced to 2 federal life sentences plus 240 months in prison to run concurrently, which means Tim will be 80 years old before he's eligible for release from federal prison. During the sentencing hearing, Tarika claimed that she plans to turn her life around and use her story to mentor young women to help them avoid the pitfalls in life that led her to this experience.
Wait. Before she does that, is she going to go back to school? I think you listen, Linda. I think if she's going to do that, I think that's a good thing, ma'am. But I do think you need a little bit more education, baby. You need to go get a little bit more education before you try to mentor anybody, honey. At least get a GED is all I'm saying. Now, your pictures are gorgeous. And your pictures made, you know what I'm saying? If you want to mentor young women, they look at these Instagram pages and you're modeling and you're carrying on, you're pretty. They may cling to you, but you need to know what you're talking about before you speak. You need to go get a little bit more education. I'm just saying.
In her character witness letter from friends and family, one of her friends stated that Tarika has also been writing a book about her life while in prison. And
I'm going to need you to stop, Bill. I'm just going to need you to stop. She ain't writing no damn book, man. She may be having a book written. Okay. She ain't writing. You know what? I digress. Shout out to Bill. And y'all go check this video out. Honestly, the visuals are awesome. He got.
She could start. Oh, my bad.
Go ahead, Trey.
I was gonna say she could start her a podcast and be one of them prison babes.
Actually, she can, but she ain't writing no damn book. She may be listen. She got a ghostwriter, man. But let me say this: y'all make sure y'all go check out this video. It's entitled "Tarika Ellison Released." Post new video with her daughter. It's the visuals for me. He's got the video of the baby, how happy she is. He's got multiple photos of Tarika. She looks wonderful. She looks good. She does. But they actually said she's writing 2 books. You know what, man? I'm not finna play with you. I done told you. I'm not finna play with you. And she ain't writing no damn book, man.
They audio books. She gonna talk.
All right, y'all, here we go.
Now it seems that Tarika and her family have their wish of being reunited, and hopefully she will turn her life around.
I know one damn thing, baby. She ain't slacking on the photos. Baby, she done became a whole. Are all these photos from Instagram there? She done became a whole Instagram model, baby. My God, today.
She stated, to prevent this from happening to others. So with that, thank you for watching. And for more on this story and many more, hit that subscribe.
Now, Miss Tia, have you heard her talk? Have you heard her talk? Now, I will say this, Miss Tia. I have not heard her talk. All right. But shout out to Val B Reacts, who has literally heard her talk. And because of him, you good? Come here. Did you sneeze out anything? You need to blow your nose? You sure? Okay. Shout out to Val B Reacts. I'm gonna need y'all to go there also and check out the video he did of the Tarika compilation. It's his imitations for me. It's his imitation that got Funberry getting up on this platform imitating old Tarika. Okay. I'm gonna need y'all to check it out.
Button below and like
that shit was hilarious. When I first heard him imitating that lady, you know what?
this video to help this channel grow.
Gosh.
Until next time and until I upload the next video, make sure to take care and be blessed. Peace.
Good video, Bill. Good video. In memory of Andre L. Montgomery, October 14, 1994 through March 14, 2016. Shout out to Bill. Y'all go check out that video and also scroll on down and find his video where he does the Tarika impressions. That shit is hilarious. Okay, so moving on. So what we got out of that is that Tarika has now been released. Her plans for the future are writing 2 books according to y'all, and writing 2 books, and I guess mentoring young women, speaking to young women about her experience, and letting them know, my God, today I just ask that she get a little bit more education before she does that. That's all. I'm just saying. But anywho, shout out to Velby Reacts for that commentary, for those videos. I appreciate you so much. What we're gonna do now is also stick with our trusted Velby Reacts, because that's where I go. He's my go-to guy. And we're gonna react to our next story, and this is the last one, y'all. We're gonna get into, and listen, we're just gonna do a quick synopsis of this case. This is a case that we're probably gonna be following, because it's fresh, it's new, and it's still being investigated. All right, and it's the case of Rasheen Carter. Okay, let me pull it up. Let me pull it up, y'all. Shout out to y'all.
We bond over our favorite TV shows.
People that's here supporting, I appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like button and also be sure to support the channel if you can and hit the cash out. All right, let's see. Val has a video that I thought was very, very interesting. It's entitled. All right, let me click on it. It's entitled Rasheen Carter, His Final Hours, The Cover Up Timeline Update. Okay. And for those that don't know, Rasheen Carter is a young African American male that was found dismembered in Mississippi. Okay. Yeah. So Val dropped this video 3 days ago. And like I say, it's entitled Rasheen Carter, His Final Hours, The Cover Up, The Timeline Update. All right. So let's get into it. Y'all be sure to listen. Check out Storm Monroe. Check out Val. Check out all the other links that were dropped in the chat. And support. Okay. So here we go. All right. It starts off with looks like maybe the family or protesters that are protesting. Okay. So let's listen.
Justice for Rasheen Carter. Because my heart is heavy. Who wants to wake up and not see their child come through the door or not hear from their child? Who wants to wake up and have to deal?
That's his mom speaking, y'all. Y'all give me a minute. Let me run to the back and grab something right quick. I'll be right back. Y'all just speak up. Y'all just talk in the chat. I promise you it'll be like 30 seconds. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So y'all, Trey ain't say nothing. My God, today, good help is hard to find. Jeez Louise. Baby Peter probably got tied up, y'all, in the closet. Y'all know he got to go in time out at least 3 times a day. Look at Nicole. Nicole, next time I leave, I'll just cut some music on. You know, I thought Trey would say something. Rivka said this was a very, very unbelievable sad case. Yes. I don't want to set up Queen free. I know that's right, Raina. Me neither, girl. Monica said I gave that case to Miss. Oh! Well, I don't want her to throw. Listen, Monica, I don't want her to think I'm throwing shade because you told her to look into this case. I actually had some true siblings. In fact, it was done in the chat, which is thank God they did it in the chat. They wanted me to look into the chat. Well, cover this case. Yeah, she is just as guilty, Miss Lady Sunflower. Vale said it comes with the territory. At game, they can copy, but they can never beat you at being you, and that's facts. That is facts. Nicole, Trey ain't say nothing. Lord Jesus, Lucas, I guess I'm going to have to get all the text messages together and organize. I know, E. Bruce, you tell me all the time, but I thought Trey would come in and say something. Just Kim, Go back to sleep. That's all I'm gonna say to you. Okay? The food. Alright, so this is the mom speaking, y'all. She's speaking to looks like news reporters, okay?
With it. No mother. So at the end of the day, we
I'm
got
gonna start it over, y'all. I'm gonna start it over so y'all can hear me.
justice for Rasheen Carter. Because my heart is heavy. Who wants to wake up and not see their child come through the door or not hear from their child? Who wants to wake up and have to deal with it? No mother. So at the end of the day, we got to make a move. I'm a move if I got to move by myself. I'm a move.
What's up, good people, and welcome back to my channel where we.
You didn't try to sound with the old deep voice video. Come on, bro. Welcome back. Mel does have like a radio personality voice, I ain't gonna lie. And it probably would go good on with me if he wasn't so silly. He's so damn silly. But he know when to be serious. Okay, here we go, y'all.
We bond over our favorite TV shows,
all right,
topics, and everything in between that we care about. On October 1st of 2022, Tiffany Carter was in sheer terror after learning that her 25-year-old son, Rasheen Carter, was in fear for his life only 2 days before he was wound up missing in Taylorsville, Mississippi. The last communication his mother would have with Rasheen was on October the 1st and 2nd of 2022. Having worked 9 hours on Saturday, he was trying to get a ride from work in Taylorsville back to the Motel 8 in Laura, where he was living temporarily. He was a contract worker at the Georgia Pacific plant in Taylorsville, Mississippi. But on his first weekend in October, the coworker he usually rode with was upset with Rasheen and told him he wouldn't allow him to ride with him anymore. The next day, he disappeared, leaving no signs behind beyond the cashing out of $500 from his ATM debit card account on October 4th. The police report says Rasheen went to the Taylorsville police station on both October 1st and 2nd and told the police about his concerns. The report...
Wait a minute. Okay. I'm gonna back it up, y'all. I'm gonna back it up. This is a very detailed timeline, y'all. Truth, I'm not gonna keep allowing you to do. You been here, Juice King. I'm sorry, baby. You should have texted me or something and let me know you was in the bushes, because you know I'm gonna come for you. Your baby was set up, true. Lady Sunflower, I had a dream about it, but I can't take my dreams to the prosecutor, okay? I have to let them do their job. That's what they asked me to do, and I said, okay. I'm just going to see if justice prevails. That's all I can do, Lady Sunflower. Just pray for me, sweetie. Just Kim, I ain't fooling with you. Y'all listen. This is a very detailed timeline. Listen, y'all. I pushed it back. You're probably going to hear the mama speak up. Okay.
October 1st of 2022, Tiffany Carter was in sheer terror after learning that her 25-year-old son, Rasheen Carter, was in fear for his life only 2 days before he was wound up missing in Taylorsville, Mississippi. The last communication his mother would have with Rasheen was on October the 1st and 2nd of 2022. Having worked 9 hours on Saturday, he was trying to get a ride from work in Taylorsville back to the Motel 8 in Laura, where he was living temporarily. He was a contract worker at the Georgia Pacific plant in Taylorsville, Mississippi. But on his first weekend in October, the coworker he usually rode with was upset with Rasheen and told him he wouldn't allow him to ride with him anymore. The next day, he disappeared, leaving no signs behind beyond the cashing out of $500 from his ATM debit card account on October 4th. The police report says Rasheen went to the Taylorsville police station on both October 1st and 2nd and told the police about his concerns. The report also says he told his mother on the phone that he had seen 3 trucks full of white men after him.
Here's the dramatic, y'all listen, I would skip it, but I like this intro. Here's the intro. It's gonna be sort of kind of loud, but it's the intro. But did y'all hear that so far? Did y'all hear that timeline so far? All right, let's get into the video. Val, question. Did you do your intro?
Rasheen has been described by his family as an excellent father.
Handsome young man. Handsome young man. If that's his daughter, he had a beautiful daughter. Yes, at Truth Hurts, I do all my. Oh, okay. Good job on that intro. I might have to hit you up and cash app you and ask you to do an intro for me. I love your intro. I do. He's a handsome young man. I'm sure y'all. I don't know if y'all seen photos of him or not. You know what? I don't think I uploaded photos, y'all. My mistake. My mistake. But yeah, when we revisit this case, I'll put up photos. But he was a handsome young man.
To his now 7-year-old daughter, a great son and brother. He was intelligent, hardworking, and a giving young man. He was a welder and a millwright, and also loved sports and dancing. Additionally, he owned a seafood catering business, having seafood boils for the Harrison community, where he offered residents everything for free to them. His mother was also quoted as saying, "He's a very smart young man, and he never met a stranger," and she truly believed he was chosen by God. She also said that he had a big impact on people he met and wanted to see everyone win, regardless of who they were. She's quoted as saying, if he could encourage someone along the way to help them reach their goals, that's what he would do. On September 26, Rasheen Carter started a job for the Georgia Pacific Company in Taylorsville. While working this job, he was staying at a Super 8 motel in Laurel, roughly 20 miles east of where he worked. He was such a dedicated worker that he hitchhiked 2 hours away to get to work after his car broke down. He then started to commute.
FYI, you have permission to share the screen with my video. Thank you for that permission, Val. Thank you. I appreciate that because your videos are the bomb. I ain't gonna lie. And thank you for that. So next time I come back, y'all, I'm not gonna do it now because I don't have the setup for it right now. But because we're gonna keep covering, and I'm sure Val is gonna keep covering this story as well. So whenever I cover anything Val reacts to, I'll be showing the screen, y'all, because I have his permission to do so. Okay, thank you, Val.
Commute to and from work with a coworker. However, on Saturday, October the 1st of 2022, he told his family that he and the coworker had work in Taylorsville on foot. He called his mom, who was 1,300 miles away.
Let me tell you something. A young man, okay, a young man that's so determined to get to work that he will literally hitchhike or catch rides or whatever when it comes to getting to his job. That's determination. That's good work ethic. Okay, so this young man was determined to work, and he was determined to get to work. Okay.
Asked for help. Then she started calling relatives to find someone who could pick him up. Officer Brad Wright of the Taylorsville Police Department said that he talked with Rasheen's boss at the Georgia Pacific plant, and the man said that, quote, the other worker had left and Rasheen asked him to come back and get him. At the JR Food Mart in the downtown area, Rasheen had asked people for a ride, offering to pay them for gas, but had.
See, I'm going to tell y'all something right off, and I got to say it. Oh, Val said, you're welcome, Truth. There's more to come with Rasheen Carter and many more that I'm working on. Okay, Val, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I do. I really, really do. Shout out to you. So, this young man was so determined to make it back and forth to work that he was literally willing to pay, not just bum off of people. He was willing to pay for rides back and forth to work. And I'm going to tell y'all off the rip, I am going to continue to follow this story. Shout out to Val. Y'all know most of my commentary will be coming from him, because I don't have to, go through all the hoops and all the videos that I feel like be doing too much. I like to go straight to his commentary when it comes to things. I do. But it's gonna be a trigger for me with this young man. I'm gonna just be honest. But I'm gonna come with it. I'm gonna come with it.
No success. October 2nd was the last day that Rasheen spoke with his mother.
Thank
He was
you,
calling from inside of the Dollar Tree in Taylorsville, and a family member said that Rasheen was in panic mode and that he told his mom that he couldn't get a ride to his motel in Laurel. And additionally,
shout out to Key Thank you, Key for supporting the channel. You said for still here multitasking. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate it. I get it. Thank you for always supporting the channel.
told her, and I quote, "If I come up missing, there are 3 trucks of white men after me." He also mentioned going into a store and quickly leaving when he heard the cashier say, "He's in here." Knowing that some select spots within the Pine Belt area are known as sundown towns and known to have the presence of white supremacist groups like the Aryan Nations and devotees of the KKK, Tiffany Carter was anxious to calm her son's fear and to get him to a safe place. During his last text message with his mom, Rasheen also named someone who worked with him that posed a threat to him and should be considered a person of interest, if not outright suspicious, if he should be harmed to any unusual extent.
On October the 1st, my son texted me. This was after him and I had gotten off the phone. He said, "Me and the owner of this company not seeing eye to eye, Mama. His name, which I can't say at this time, but if anything happened to me, he's responsible for it. I'm too smart, Mama. He got these guys wanting to kill me." And that's what he sent to me.
Wow. And then he went missing.
Rasheen?
Now, some may consider this throwing shade. I stand on the premise that it's bringing the facts. Rasheen's mom is doing a press conference. By her side is the infamous Ben Crump. The same Ben Crump that Philadelphia reached out to help her and Miss Foley with the Carlita Foley case. Okay. Now, what I will say about this case from what we've heard so far, and from what I've read so far, this case right here can be considered an actual hate crime. Not just a tag that someone wants to put on it to get the attention of Mr. Ben Crump. This case can actually be considered to be a hate crime.
He left the store on Sunday after that message, and his mom called her best friend to go down to Taylorsville to pick up Rasheen. On Saturday, October 1st, Rasheen went to the Taylorsville Police Department and told the dispatcher that someone was trying to harm him. The Taylorsville Police Chief, Gabe Horn, said Rasheen made a report and was asked if he wanted to press charges, but Rasheen told them no. He instead asked for a ride back to his motel in Laurel, and he also asked for a phone charger. The police officers responded and told Rasheen that they could only help him get to the motel in Taylorsville because Laurel was out of their jurisdiction. But Rasheen didn't want to go there. Currently, there is no account of where Rasheen slept that Saturday night. However, Rasheen came back to downtown Taylorsville on the second day, which was Sunday, October the 2nd, around 5:50 a.m. He was walking around and talking on the phone for over an hour when the phone went dead, and no one had a charger for him. That same morning, Rasheen returned to the police station and asked for help. And despite Rasheen's appeal, again, the police officers dismissed him and told him they couldn't help him and he couldn't stay around the police station and that they couldn't give him a ride to Laurel. So his mother said they put him out. Rasheen then went to the JR Food Mart and asked for rides from anyone who would listen to him, with no success. Rasheen was last seen at the Dollar General in Taylorsville, Mississippi. The last time...
It's Rasheen, Rivka. Shout out to you, but it's Rasheen. Rasheem, not Rashid. It's Rasheen. Okay? Thank you for that.
His mom, Tiffany Carter, spoke with her son, was on the phone around 10:15 a.m. on Sunday, October the 2nd, and Rasheen's phone seemingly died around noon. A family friend finally arrived in Taylorsville around 1:30 or 2 o'clock p.m. that Sunday afternoon, but there was no sign of Rasheen. There was no word from Rasheen over the next 5 days. His family filed a missing persons report with the Laurel and Taylorsville police and with the sheriff's office. On October 7th of 2022, Taylorsville Police Department contacted Rasheen's mom, Tiffany Carter, and reported that they had searched for Rasheen but had not found him. On October the 8th, Tiffany Carter and her family organized the Carter Family Support Search Team
You're
with
welcome.
20 members
Thank
in
you.
all. They went to Taylorsville to search for themselves, passing out missing persons leaflets with Rasheen's picture. They looked for leads at the JR Food Mart, Dollar General, gas stations, and the Taylorsville Police Department. The family was told that there was no video footage of Rasheen by the Taylorsville Police Department. However, during their search, they quickly learned otherwise. Rasheen's aunt said that on October 8th, members of the family went into the Dollar General and asked if anyone had looked at the videotape footage from the store's camera and was told no. She was quoted as saying, "They let my sister into the back room and they went through about 2 hours of footage going back from October 8th to October 2nd. She went on to say, "My sister recorded it on her phone. You can see my nephew walking all up and down the aisles. He's pacing. He's on the phone. He's not buying anything. It was like he was hiding out. We can see him walking out of the store, but it only captures so much, and that's it. It looks like he's heading back in the direction of the police station, probably a quarter of a mile." Some of Rasheen's search party group talked with Officer Brad Wright, who was cooperative until he said the group was acting like he was trying to cover up something. He was very defensive until the family members assured him that they were not accusing him of anything. He was then quoted as telling the family about Rasheen coming into the station and asking them if they had Uber service. He said that their response was no, that they didn't, and so Rasheen went back outside and sat on the bench. During the search for Rasheen, the family stated that they saw rebel flags and encountered a few rude people during their search, but it didn't stop them. One family member was quoted as saying, "We cried, we prayed, we searched. Weeks passed by, and nothing more was done to help me and my family find Rasheen." Video from various businesses show Rasheen in Taylorsville for about 14 hours before he disappeared. 1 month later, authorities contacted the family about a deer camera photo of someone believed to be Carter walking on private property outside of Taylorsville, Mississippi. The family confirmed that it was Rasheen in the photo, which had a timestamp of 4:25 p.m. on October 2nd. On November 2nd of 2022, someone found skeletal remains on a private land deep in the woods off of Highway 37 South, as well as his clothing and a few of his personal items on private property in Taylorsville, Mississippi. Rasheen's family said that the private property is in no way where Rasheen could have wandered into by himself. According to the family, police found a Super 8 hotel key, Carter's wallet, along with his Chime ATM card, and what appeared to be a cell phone battery, but not his cell phone. They also stated that $500 had been withdrawn from the ATM off of the Chime card on October 4th. However, the sheriff's office has stated that there has been no record of any transactions made after Rasheen's passing. An autopsy by the medical examiner's office found that Carter's body had been dismembered. The autopsy did not specify dismemberment, but noted the remains contained about 24 bones, as well as smaller bone fragments that were found across 2 acres. The autopsy also noted that Carter's remains had been scavenged by animals. Due to the condition of Rasheen's remains, the state medical examiner could not reasonably determine a cause of death, so they say. The Mississippi Bureau of Investigations said in a statement, the last known photo of Rasheen was caught by the deer camera. His family said that from the picture, you could tell he was in distress. He had no shirt on and possibly no shoes, and was carrying a log on his shoulder. He looked like someone was after him. The Smith County Sheriff's Department released a statement on social media that same day that said, I quote, "We have no reason to believe foul play was involved, but the case is still under investigation."
Wait. And Val got the actual, listen, y'all got to go check out this video, okay? Please. Go check out this video. It was dropped 3 days ago. It's entitled Rasheen Carter, His Final Hours. the cover-up timeline update. He actually have camera footage. He has the actual press release released by the Smith County Sheriff's Office. And listen, when I come back, when I come back to react to any more of Vale's videos, I will be putting them up because they are very detailed. But um, he's got the actual press release from the Smith County Sheriff's Office in Mississippi. But my thing is this: I'm sitting here looking at the video, so I'm looking at the deer camera footage. And for those that don't know what deer camera footage is, it's cameras that here in the South that hunters put up to capture the activities of the deers, the ones that they deer hunt or whatever. Um and so my thing is this: I'm sitting here looking at the still shot that Vale has on his video, and there's no way that in looking at that still shot that you can't see that this young man was in distress. Um it looks like, and I'm just saying what it looks like to me, that maybe somebody is after him and he has like a log, like a big log, and he's pretty much got that log to protect himself. But we're gonna listen. We're gonna listen. Y'all go check this video out, please.
Sheriff's Department later added, "We want to reiterate that this is an ongoing investigation. Other agencies, including NBI and the FBI, have assisted as well. All details have been given solely to the mother, and if and when she wants anything additional released, or if we find anything else that the public needs to know, we will release that information at that time." Rasheen's mother, Tiffany, said that law enforcement failed her son, given what he told her in the hours before his disappearance. The family stated that plans for memorial services for Rasheen had been on hold pending the release of Rasheen's remains from the state crime lab investigation. Rasheen's aunt Felicia was quoted as saying the family did not get a chance to see the remains that were almost certainly those of her nephew. No one in the family was on the scene when the Smith County authorities discovered the remains and sent them first to the local funeral home and then the Mississippi Crime Lab in Pearl. However, the update in regards to this is that some of Rasheen's remains have now been returned to the family, although small enough to fit in a small box. Ooh. I personally became aware of this story in November due to the vigilant activism of Rasheen's family. So I'm extremely happy to see that Rasheen's story is finally getting the national attention that it deserves. On Tuesday, March 14th of 2023, Tiffany Carter stood by attorney Ben Crump at a news conference to demand a more thorough investigation into Rasheen's disappearance and death. Ben Crump was quoted as saying, "What we have is a Mississippi lynching." Investigators in Taylorsville have been quoted as saying, "This case remains open and ongoing, but the authorities have so far not found evidence to corroborate the allegations that Rasheen was being followed. To this date, we do not have evidence of foul play, but everything is on the table."
But though, listen, and I haven't heard the word autopsy, but I'm just thinking like if they found his remains, like with his remains, shouldn't they be able to try to figure out if he was dismembered? To me, a person that's dismembered screams foul play. Now, I think that what they're trying to say is that maybe he was like savaged by some animal or something. So Val B reacts, Val, do you want to hit the link? Let me know. Because I think if you want to hit the link, let me know. Looks like he was barefoot from the deer camera pit. Yeah, I think they took him to hunt him down. Now, this lady received her son back in a box, and it was skeletal remains. I could not imagine. Val, let me know if you can hit the link, and I'll drop it. Listen, y'all.
Until we turn over every stone, it is still an open investigation. And we're going to hold their feet to the fire to make sure that that statement is true, unlike everything else coming out of their damn mouths. That's on those story. Let me get back to being professional. There was also allegations, of course, as we see in many of these sort of stories, where they try to victimize the victim and paint them out to be deserving in some way of what ended up happening to them. And one of those things that was being said in the very beginning, I remember this from when I first started looking at this case, was that Rasheen was on some kind of drugs. Maybe he was a meth head. He was maybe on hallucinogens and or some other kind of drug.
Let me tell you something. A young man that's on those type of drugs is not going to be paying people to get him back and forth to work. This young man was determined to work. Okay? They killed me trying to do that. Hold on, y'all.
Yeah, this story here is a bit different. It's strange. So
Not
who
for
did he say?
Well, not for
I'm late,
Mississippi.
boss.
It's
Sorry,
not.
I'm late, boss.
Not for Mississippi, Trey.
But who
I'm
was?
just saying.
So do y'all think it was the police or the dude that said you can't ride with me no more?
I don't know, Trey. Now, if you remember, the mom said that he told the mom that the actual boss at his job, the owner of his job, was probably after. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Hey, be true.
Hey, boss. Sorry, I'm late.
That's okay. You good.
Okay, so you asked a question a little bit ago
Mm-hmm.
about the autopsy.
Yes.
They said that they recovered bones and that
Yes.
they were scattered over a 2-mile radius across this property.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, how'd they get that trail cam picture? Did the owner of the property give it up?
Right.
So, but as far as the autopsy goes, if it's bones that were scattered, that could be due to animals. So the way they would pretty much figure if the body was dismembered is they're looking for like gashes on the bone.
Mm-hmm.
So they're looking for tools that might have,
Thank you,
when
Ryan.
they were dismembering him, would hit the bone.
Mm-hmm.
So they're looking for marks on the bone to see if it was a dismemberment.
Mm-hmm.
So if they don't see any of the marks, they're just thinking that but they're also going to see teeth marks on the bones from the animals.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time, when a body is scattered like that within a 2-mile radius, it's normally animals in the area. And if this
But the thing about it is, the truth, I get that, because once a body is in the woods like that, amongst the animals and things, I get it that the animals could get a hold of the body. But for me though, like, I don't see Rasheen getting savaged by animals unless he had passed, like he was already gone.
he wasn't alive. He was
right.
He was killed in those woods. He was
Yes.
most definitely killed in those woods.
Right.
And left there.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
okay, Vale, I just saw your comment where you said, let me try to join from my phone. Thank you, Vale, and I'll keep dropping. Oh, wait a minute. I wasn't looking, y'all. I think he's here. Hold on. I'm sorry, True. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Hey, Vale.
Hey, what's up, Truth? And
Oh, you is what's up? What's going on?
nothing much, nothing much. I'm this story is for me very I don't know, it's kind of gone from the Andre Montgomery, like this one being really tugging on the heartstrings. So I've been following this story pretty close for 3 months, actually since November, I think.
I didn't
And
know that. But let me do something right quick, Bill. Hold on 1 second, and thank you so much for hitting my link. You don't know what this means to me. But let me let D True finish what he was saying, and then I want to hear what you have to say. Because I didn't even know you was covering this.
mhm.
I've been kind of sort of out of the loop. So D True, continue what you were saying, and then we're gonna listen to Vail. Y'all
Okay,
welcome Vail. He reacts to the panel.
thank you for coming, Val. Appreciate it. The autopsy, they look, like I said, they're looking for like instrument scrapes and things like that. But
Mhm.
because it was scattered among a 2 mile radius,
Mhm.
if someone was trying to hide the body, they would have took it elsewhere, not within that little area. And I guess
Okay.
they saw maybe teeth marks if they're saying that the animals got to it. It doesn't take long, but I mean, what, Vale, when exactly was this? Because I keep hearing October. Uh, do you remember
Yeah.
the
So,
dates?
yeah. So the incident, well, he went missing officially on October 2nd. His body
Okay.
was then found. I forgot the exact date, but it was like the first week of November.
Mhm.
See, that's not a long period of time, and it's not hot.
Right.
So normally, I think it's maybe it should take 3 weeks for a body to decompose, and we're not talking about animals and things like that. Weather has a big thing. So if they just found bones, they're saying that the animals cleaned the flesh off completely. If all they had was bones, and they didn't have all of them because
Yeah, and he's got the actual Vale's got the actual bones like in video, like with
Yeah.
yeah,
the mother received.
From the press conference, and those bones are clean. So they're speculating that the skeletal remains were cleaned some kind of way, like that. It doesn't even look natural that even animals would clean the bones, each every single bone, that much, and they were spread across. I was hearing 2 acres, and they didn't even get all of his skeletal remains.
no,
They
they're
had
not gonna.
some of
Yeah, they're not gonna
so,
find. They're not gonna. Plus, they're gonna quit after they get enough to identify
but
as a.
they're saying now, since they've received these, now they're saying that they found other skeletal remains on a property next door that they actually knew about weeks ago. But now, because this has hit the national media, now they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna look into those other bones now.
Wow. Wow.
And
So Val, go
some
ahead.
spec
Go ahead.
it was actually a hog farm that his body was on. So they're
A
kind of
hog farm?
speculating. They're speculating that that his body was left there on purpose, in so that it
Knowing
would.
that knowing that the animals would get them.
Oh,
Hmm.
yeah. That's like number one serial killer. You know, mode of operation. Hog farm is like the best. Them
Yeah,
things eat everything, and they're
yeah,
lucky they got bones back. That's why
yeah,
they're And a lot of times, if they believe that they'll they'll confiscate the hogs and check to see what remains are in the hogs, because hogs eat bones and everything. They don't care. So
yeah. That
I mean, I don't think honestly he wasn't going for a walk in the woods. But
no.
I believe
No, no, because Val got an actual still shot of him being in the woods caught by a deer cam. He's got no shirt on,
Hmm.
see
no shoes, and he has a log. You know how
Yeah,
somebody stands when they're holding like a weapon, like looking
yeah,
for somebody to come up to them? That's what the photo looks like.
yeah. And it's like a log that's probably about 8 to 10 inches in diameter. So it's really,
Hmm.
like a club. It was like a
yeah,
club.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And
let me.
what I was thinking was that they probably did get him. Those 3 trucks full of white men grabbed him, set him out in that land, and said, "If you can escape, then you can't you know, you gone. And I think they played chicken with him basically.
Yep, that's what it looks like.
So let me tell you what the police department's doing. Okay, the police department is trying to set up that he was schizophrenic, or that he had some kind of mental disorder, by him coming back to the police department and saying, people are after me, people are after me. They're trying to say he was schizophrenic, and he wandered into the woods and he got lost. That's what the police want to say.
Yeah, they even went around questioning people about him being on drugs, trying to get that narrative. And his family debunked that way back in November.
Make your computer.
Well, they could test his mitochondrial DNA from his bones.
Yes, and
they'll be able to see.
One of the cousins said that, see, your narrative didn't work. That his, you know, he came back clean. Yeah. So there was no drug.
They could do it, and they should have done an independent autopsy, meaning the DNA, and they, if Ben Crump's there, he knows exactly what he's got to do.
They're literally they're literally just kind of getting their hands on it because the crime lab was holding his body for so long. And they, originally, when they did discover his skeletal remains, they didn't even take it directly to the crime lab. They sent it to a funeral home instead first.
It depends on the size.
Wait a minute. Which to me is weird.
No.
Which to me is weird to me only because, all right, why? Because this is the thing. Isn't it such a thing as like a chain of evidence? Like, how do you send the remains to the funeral home before the crime lab?
Well, if it's a small town, they might not have a morgue. And a lot of times small towns designate funeral homes to hold remains. And then the state will come in and take them. So that the funeral home could be part of the chain of custody, because they're not going to leave them at the police station. They have to go somewhere where they're handled properly. So they're not just going to be put, so their protocol is probably, send the body over to the funeral home, and that's where it will stay in cold storage and then the state comes in or whoever and takes it, because small towns, that's their protocol. They don't have a morgue. They don't have a coroner on site.
So this is like a small town.
I believe I believe it is a small town.
I think it has a population somewhere around 100 people.
Yeah, so it's a small town. They don't have a coroner, because there's some places that I've dealt with that it took the coroner like 6 hours to get there.
Wow.
Wow. And you can't touch anything. You can't, if it's a town like that, you got to wait for the coroner, and it could take the coroner up to 6 hours to get here, and then he comes and does what he's got to do.
Wow.
Just sit on it. So, like I said, a lot of times small towns would designate a funeral home as the proper place to store deceased, and they may not have. This place probably doesn't have a lot of active murders things, but from what they're saying, I bet you there's more. And if I was Ben Crump, I would start looking into missing persons, especially missing persons of African American descent within that area.
So what you're saying is Rasheen might not be the only victim.
I don't think so. This sounds like that. Because what some of the things that Vale is saying, and that he feels like they were chasing him, and from the trail cam, they've done this before. And I don't know if you agree with me or not, but it sounds like they've done this before, and there may be more victims out there that they don't know about. Because again, he's a transient to them. He's passing through.
I mean, I get it, but okay. All right.
Yeah, actually working in that town at the Georgia Pacific.
He was, man, and the fact that he was working and he was doing what he needed to do in order to get back and forth to work. He was staying in a motel. That was his shelter. And I don't know if a lot of people know about the South. With the South, we have a lot of plants. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of times, it's people that come from other little cities or whatever to work at these plants, and they stay. I mean, we got the Hyundai. I don't know if y'all know the Hyundai car, the plant that's here. Some of the people that literally work at that plant stay in hotels because they from other cities to come here to work at the plant, and they like stay in like extended stays and motels and things of that nature. And the thing about it is, this young man, he was working and he was doing what he needed to do to get back and forth to work. Now, let me ask you something, Val, before we continue to listen to your video. As far as the drug use, and I'm trying to put the drugs on him, was there anything found as far as drug use?
No, so his cousin, he has a cousin who's very active on Facebook, who I follow, and she was saying that the autopsy came back that there were no drugs in his system. So she was basically throwing it in the face of the police, who were trying to use that as maybe one of the reasons why, he ended up on that land, on that property. The family, in regards to that property, is that there's no way that he could have just wandered onto that property. There's no way to get to it like that. He had to be taken into that property.
Wow. So, Val, you know what? I'm gonna ask you this: if you can stay, I'm only gonna be here a few more minutes, but I'm gonna finish a video. We're at the 14-minute mark, and this video is 17 minutes, y'all. So I want to continue to listen to the rest of the video, and then I want to ask Val a couple of questions. If you can stay up, and the truth too. And so y'all listen to the rest of this video, and then we'll get into it. And if y'all got any questions in the chat, y'all put them in the chat, and I'll try to ask them. Okay. All right. So here we go, y'all.
And he was just wandering around town because he was addicted to
I'm gonna go back a little bit because I know y'all probably forgot what point we was at. This is Val stating that, about the drugs, and I'm trying to say that he maybe was on drugs. Okay.
Those things that was being said in the very beginning, I remember this from when I first started looking at this case, was that Rasheen was on some kind of drugs. Maybe he was a meth head. He was maybe on hallucinogens and or some other kind of drug, and he was just wandering around town because he was addicted to drugs. That was the narrative, although he had been at work that day. But of course, and thankfully, Rasheen's family was quick to come out and combat that any of that was true. And the comparison that I keep hearing in regards to this story is that of the tragic story of Emmett Till. Here we are nearly 68 years later, and these sort of horrible acts are still happening. But thank God that we now have social media to shine a light on the roaches and hopefully bring them to justice.
I need y'all to go over and get the visuals on this video. Okay? I need y'all to go over and get the visuals. And I hate that I didn't know before now that I could use the visuals. And like I say, when I come back from now on with Bell's content, I will be playing the visuals, but the visuals are everything, okay?
And lastly, please share this video and keep hashtag justice for Rasheen trending so these monsters can be held fully accountable and Rasheen and his family can get the justice that they deserve. So with that, until next time, until I upload the next video, make sure to take care and be blessed. Peace.
Justice for Rasheen Carter. Justice for Rasheen Carter. Justice for Rasheen Carter.
All right, great video, Val. Great video. So, Val, we do know that if his mom did a press conference with Ben Crump by her side, they feel as though what?
That is definitely some level of a cover-up happening, and so more national attention on the case because they haven't really gotten very far with the police department there. They're claiming that they're helping, but they're not really making any headway. There's also the name. Now, when I first started covering this in November, they actually had released the photo and the name of this alleged employer. Well, it was supposed to be he was working contractually. So his boss there is supposedly the main suspect here, who he named in the text to his mom, saying that if this man is trying to have people kill me. I'm sorry, I'm on YouTube. But anyway, so they're holding that for now, but the guy's name had already got out. I decided to hold off on repeating it in this video, but I did in my original live stream I did about this around November. I did show the guy's name and picture because I thought it was confirmed at that time. But you know, but yeah, they're trying to get national attention to try to get Department of Justice involved in all of that.
So I know that a text was sent to his mom, and he said something about he felt like the guy, wanted to harm him. But was there a reason stated as to why he felt like the guy was after him?
So we haven't gotten clarity. At least the family hasn't said publicly what the issue may have been with the boss. So how Rasheen got stranded in the first place is that in the motel, at least the original story was, he was residing in the hotel room with a coworker, and he and the had a disagreement of some sort, and that coworker took him to work, but told him basically, you're on your own getting back home. And that's how Rasheen got stranded trying to get back to the his hotel, which was 20 miles away.
Wow.
But there's no real, no one really has the backstory of what happened with the boss, except for, and it's not 100% clear, but Rasheen says to his mom in a text message, "I'm not crazy. I'm too smart for him," or something. So I didn't know if he was moving to this being such a racist person that he had a problem with a black man who was intelligent, which I have seen. That could be an issue for some of them. Or if he was saying, I'm smart enough to know when someone really wants to kill me. I'm sorry, I keep using the word. But yeah,
no, you good. Look, I know you be very, very careful on your channel. Listen. But listen, so it's pretty much the same case as, and I really, really hate to say this, but it's pretty much the same case as with Andre. Knowing that somebody was after him and wanted to harm him, and was pretty much letting people know, like, listen, him letting his mom know, listen, if something happens to me, that is this guy.
Yeah, and the crazy part with all of that, the police has released I think over 3 public statements stating that they don't suspect any foul play based on what they know.
But wait. No. Because listen, the thing about it is he was found, in this wooded area, and let's just say that the animals did, do what they did. But how did he end up there? How did what I'm saying? Like, how did he end up there? Because I think you stated that he didn't just wander onto that property.
Right. And it's private property. And I forgot this part because I talked about this in the very beginning a few months ago. They were saying at that time that the private property was owned by, I think it was either someone related to the police chief or very close, like either best friends or they're actually related through marriage or something. I can't remember the relation.
Wow.
Between the chief of police and the person whose property Rasheen's remains were found on.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it's deep.
The only way this case is going to get solved is if the FBI get involved and the Department of Justice. That's the only way. And I'm telling you, and my instinct is usually not wrong. There's more than just him.
Yeah, I think you're right. I didn't even think that deep into it, but you're right.
Yeah, and that adjacent property tells me that there's more because an animal will drag whatever they can get to a certain point,
Right.
but this would have to be many animals, and for them
Mhm.
to wander over miles, it's not unheard of. But and it is Mississippi, so you're talking about coyotes and all kinds of wolves and things like that, and mountain lions and all that shit is up in there. So there's no telling. But again, the coroner knows the difference between a
But you know what comes
cutting.
into play?
What?
You know what comes into play? The truth is the same thing that we see with the Murdoch mysteries, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the case of small towns.
Yep.
It's the case of everybody knowing everybody. It's the case of everybody could be related to the coroner, the DA, the lawyers. It's just a case of a small town, and things are most likely to be cover-ups.
And even you saying that truth reminds me of the piece of when Rasheen was hiding out. He was in the store and he said someone called and the cashier said he's in here. That's a small town ish.
Yes.
To be able to say, oh, this dude
And
you're looking for, oh yeah, he in here, and they know to
yeah,
call to say, hey Terry, is that boy up in there? Yeah, he in here. What?
yeah. Only a couple of stores. He has to be in one of these. Let's just
Yeah,
call. Let's see who's. Oh, you working today? Oh, he's
yeah.
here. Yeah, yeah. I could see that. But again, you're dealing with a small Mississippi town. Look, I tell people all the time, just know where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
The world is not perfect. It never will be. And the only person that can protect yourself is yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I understand he had to get a job, but I myself would have been, dude, you need to find another job.
Well, I'm gonna
Well,
tell you something. I'm gonna tell
I
you
think.
something. I'm gonna say this. Speaking from and listen, in the South, these plant jobs and these manufacturing jobs, all of these jobs, they pay very well. Okay. And like I say, it's a lot of people that stay, like they leave their actual hometowns to go to other towns to get these jobs because they do pay well, right? And I'm gonna tell you something. For his mom to be getting those phone calls from him saying, like he feel like somebody follow him, he feel like
Yeah.
somebody's gonna do something to him, he feel like I'm telling you, like honestly, that mom, and I mean, like I said, y'all got to go check out this video. That mom knowing this and her son calling her, telling her, listen, I feel like I'm in danger. That woman, um, mm,
They're going to use those against them.
wow.
Those text messages, they're going to use those text messages against them, or they're going to attempt to use those text messages against them by saying that he was paranoid, that
Of course.
he's crazy. Look, he's paranoid. That's why he ran off and hid in the woods and got lost.
Went to the police station several times. Went to
several
the
times, filled out reports. They're going to use all that to cover themselves. Now, remember, they know everyone in that town. So they know when a different person arrives.
Mm-hmm.
And they know, and I'll guarantee somebody
they
told
know
them,
everybody. Everybody knows everybody. And they know when there's outsiders. Now, Ebru say, I am confused. So they live in the motels and then go home on the weekends. Ebooks, it happens. Let me tell you something. I got a best friend whose daddy has a business. He's a bricklayer, right? Very popular bricklayer that has built a lot of things here in the city. He actually has workers that come from other cities that work for him that they live in motels. They live in motels during the week, they work during the week, and then they go home on the weekends. That's pretty much basically what I think this young man was doing.
Yeah,
Go
and
ahead, y'all.
originally when he got the job, he did have a vehicle. It broke down, and then he had to rely on commuting with someone, and then he fell out with the guy he was commuting with. So I think his original thought and intentions with taking that job was, I'm basically driving past that town to get, to it. He wasn't staying, the motel he was staying at was not in that town. So he wasn't really trying, he was just going there to that plant and then, coming.
So did it ever come out why he got into it with the guy that he
No,
was riding with initially?
yeah, that hasn't come out yet. But the thought I keep having is, man, how does that dude feel? Like, or was he in on it to a degree? I don't know. But I'm wondering, like, him knowing that, man, and because it was stated that Rasheen had actually called the guy once he left him stranded at work and said, come back and get me. And the guy didn't come back and get him. So that's when he started walking and ended up having to walk through town, trying to get a ride some kind of way to get to the motel. And he was in a sundown town. And they like, you cool during the day, but at night you can't be here. We don't want your kind here.
Well, they spotted him walking around. So you can rest assured that somebody in one of them stores or bars or whatever is in that town called that group that he said was following him. I'll guarantee somebody called them and said, hey, there's some black guy walking up and down the street. And they jumped in their trucks and went looking for him.
And they're claiming that's the boss who did that. The one he got into it with or who didn't like him.
Well, the problem is that the sheriff's department in that town is not going to break their necks to look.
Yeah.
And they already know. They already know. And they already know what's going on. They're just upset because some bones were found.
Mm-hmm.
And because his family went to that town, they weren't looking for him until his family showed up.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had to put in the legwork, because this is how it works. You could write on a piece of paper, oh, yeah, we looked. Yeah, we looked. Yeah, we looked. But then the family shows up. So now you actually have to do some work.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks good. And now you have to continue because now you're worried that the FBI is going to show up or the Justice Department is going to look and see, well, what did you do? Where did you go? And the way it works is it's grids. Well, where did you search? Okay, here's the map. They lay this grid down across the map and they go, we've looked here, 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 and here. Okay, are you looking? Yeah, we're going to look here now. And if they looked in the area where they found those bones at, they're going to be like, well, you said you looked there. How did they find bones after you looked when you said you looked there already? So they have to do their due diligence now because now more people are looking.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not going to be interrogating anybody. They're not going to be investigating anybody. They've already drawn their conclusion. And from what you're telling me for the press releases that they're going, they've already drawn their conclusion that he was just crazy and he ran off into the woods.
But even if that's being the case, if they want to say he went crazy, even though they hadn't found any drugs in his system, him running out into the woods does not equate to him being devoured by animals. Because like I told Vel and Vel agreed, like he had to be already passed away in order for. So you mean tell me the scenario is that he wandered into this private property, into the woods, and animals just took control.
Well, the thing is, you could actually tell whether a human being has been attacked and killed by an animal. The coroner will be able to tell that.
So I'm gonna ask both of you. I'm gonna ask both of y'all because I'm going back, and I'm going back. So Vel, you got videos that date back all the way to November on this.
I did a live stream on this story when I first found out about it in November, and then I've just followed it behind since.
Okay, great. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna pull that. But listen, so this is the thing. I'm gonna ask y'all both, D Truth and Vel. What do you think? And Vel, you probably know more because, like I said, you've been keeping up with it. And I'm sure D Truth has. What do you think is gonna happen from this point on?
Well,
as far as the case and how they and how they, you know what I'm saying, move on with the case.
So the autopsy, they said they were unable to determine the cause of death, with which I was like, okay, they're going to use this now, because if you can't prove the cause of death, how are you going to prove that it was a murder to then
Right.
have all of that? So that's a number one. I think that's, I just feel like it's a cover up, basically. Long story short, and I'm not sure if they're going to come all the covering up that's been done to date, because they've had a lot of time to do this. Even when they actually supposedly found his remains was a month later. Like, was it that they actually knew where his remains were prior to and waited for them to, be scavenged? It's all of that. So, but Ravika said in the comments that the FBI is already involved. And yeah, I read that as well in my video, that the FBI is actually involved now. And supposedly the police department there, the Taylorsville Police Department, is saying they're cooperating and all of that, and with the Mississippi Bureau of Investigations as well.
So what do you think? So you think and I feel with the FBI being involved, it's a chance that they will uncover the truth. Because I feel like with these small towns, and these small counties, towns, or whatever, however you want to put it takes the FBI coming in to actually get answers. Because just like you said, Bill, you said you feel like it's a cover up, and I gotta agree. Like, I actually stay in the midst of small towns and cover ups and things of that nature. So you think that with the FBI and all that coming in, that we will find out eventually what happened to this young man of nah?
So personally, I started to honestly get a little discouraged with that being a possibility as I started to do researching. But after the press conference with his mom, it was something else I saw somewhere, I can't remember where now. I think they know a lot more than what they've been sharing. I know they know a lot more than what they've been sharing. I also think that they've actually gotten some people to speak up and tell what's happened. And I think that's the only way that, we might get some justice, or they might get some justice in this situation. I'm not trying to be like somebody else claiming justice for everybody. But anyway.
I got you.
I believe the only way they will crack this case is if they find another victim.
Really?
If you find another victim, all the theories go out the window.
The random act of this, the randomness
of
this.
Because it's random now. It's just one person. It just happened. It's he disappeared. Oh, he got lost. He wandered. He fell. He died of hunger. Whatever. He died of thirst. Whatever. But if you find another victim, the randomness goes out the window. And now it becomes a situation that can't be covered up. How do you have two people just disappear in your town without a trace? So if they could get another, they could even pinpoint that someone else disappeared from that town too, of African American descent, or just a minority descent, then it becomes an investigation, because two deaths warrant the FBI to upscale a little bit. Every time you add a death or a suspicious circumstance, it gets upscaled to more people involved. And you don't want it to become like a mass, like many people are disappearing going through this town.
So let me ask you, do you think that they will actually find more evidence of others on that same property where he was found?
I don't, unless the FBI gets involved. I don't think they're going to be going in there and looking. But if Ben Crump can push it for the Justice Department to do something, because as soon as they label this as not a homicide, it gets put away in the drawer. when they,
Well, I guess
go ahead.
one of the first is like these bones that they have discovered, these other bones that have not yet been dug.
Identify. Yeah.
See,
More are these Rasheen's bones,
They-
or like they're another individual? And if it's another individual,
yes.
a whole.
Then it becomes a whole new story.
Mhm.
You see,
Wow.
and now that if they're investigating that hog farm, because nothing ever totally disappears, and nobody really wants to dig through the hog slop.
And that's what a lot of people don't realize. Like these people that try to burn remains and things of that nature. No, you can burn it. You can burn it to a certain degree, but it doesn't take away all evidence.
Unless you own a cremation center, you're not getting rid of all the bones. And even in a cremation, all the bones do not disappear.
Right.
And we're talking about 7,000 Fahrenheit to burn a body, and the way they do it is per 100 pounds is how many hours it has to stay in there. Per 100 pounds. And unless you own a cremation, that's why there's stringent regulations on cremation centers. And they constantly go in and examine all the cremation centers because that's where people go to hide bodies. So, I think it would be honestly I'd like to find out what happens with these other bones that they found.
Wow. So y'all, when we come back and revisit this, and Val, you're gonna stay on it, right, Val?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll be
And I'm
following
sure
this.
the truth is. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's another one too. I'm forgetting his name. Kawan's forgetting his last name. White maybe. But yeah, there are a couple of there's a lot of these stories that I'll be covering, but that's one of my next ones. That one in Eaton. I'm forgetting these names right now, but yeah, I'm following a couple of more of these stories, so just stay tuned.
Wait, Val, have you stumbled across the serial killer who confessed to killing Nicole Simpson?
No. Is that real?
Yeah. Yes, a serial killer has confessed to being the one that actually killed Nicole Simpson and I forgot Goldman something. Ron Gold, yes. Yeah, okay. Ron Gold something. But he confessed to he's the one that killed him. And they placed him in the town where Nicole was murdered at the time of the murders.
Okay, I gotta look into that. Now I had
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's a very interesting case because his brother actually is doing. He's a big time serial killer. He's actually serving multiple life sentences. I don't know if he's up for execution or not, but his brother was interviewing him, and he confessed to the Nicole Simpson murder. I forgot if you just put in confess to Nicole Simpson, it'll pop right up.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna look into that. Crazy.
All right, y'all. Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. We're not done when it comes to the Rasheen Carter case. I'm gonna come with more updates. Hopefully, there will be updates. Hopefully, with the FBI involved and things of that nature, it will be updates. I think this is a very sad case. I think that oh gosh, I just couldn't imagine But thank you, Val. Thank you so much for showing up today. For not only typing in my chat but hitting my link.
I'm usually in the bush. I don't
really. I did not know that, but I appreciate you. I do. Shout out to also The Truth. Y'all know The Truth always comes with it. The Truth. I didn't know you knew so much about this case. I did.
I know. I'm a buff when it comes to things like this, and I like to look at things like this because I look at it from a totally different angle.
Yeah, I know.
Than most people do, because I'm always going to look at the criminal with a side eye, but
yeah,
I also look at the police with a side eye too now, especially small town Mississippi police departments.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be honest, like I said, y'all, I am here in the South, and I do know that in small towns there are such things. The cover-ups are real. The cover-ups are real. Usually, the police chief is married to the damn. His wife works somewhere at the damn courthouse. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It's real.
Well, as you see in Memphis, they whooping black people, white people. They don't care. They equal opportunity ass whoopers.
Well, y'all just stay tuned. Please stay tuned. Listen, I need my minds to once again drop the Truth's link, Vail Reacts link, and y'all know all the rest of them. Storm and Rose link before we get out of here. But I do want to say thank you so much, Vail B, for Vail B Reacts, y'all. That's my guy. I've been supporting and part of Vail B Reacts community for a while. I get those VIP text messages. I be looking too, baby. I be clicking. But shout out to you, Vail. Go ahead.
I appreciate you acknowledging me, Vail. I was humbled by that.
Vail, quick question, because I'm petty. Did you hear the Griggs family mention eating Philly Phil at all?
There's a reason I stay in the bushes. Because I get petty too, but I'm trying to do something.
I know, Vail. Let me say, now we got our petty goat, Money Boy Trey. We got our petty goat, but Vail, I think you just as petty.
Oh, I do. I am, and I stay on ready. I'm just waiting on somebody to get out of pocket. But until they do officially, and not just the petty stuff they do behind the scenes.
Well, just understand. Just understand. You are now on the radar.
Oh, I've already been on the radar.
Vail stay on ready. I think Vail stay on ready. I think he just covers it up. Hashtag cover up.
Now our haters.
Chestnut checkers.
Yeah. I know that's right, Vail. Vail, let me tell you something. I really enjoy your channel, just like I've come to love and respect the Truth channel. And I know you know this because every chance I get, I shout you out. And thank you so much, like I say, for hitting my chat, hitting my link. I appreciate you. Whenever you feel in your spirit, please drop down. Please hit the link. Listen, I take this channel very seriously. And for someone like you to come around, it feels good. I ain't gonna lie.
Humbled. We're humbled.
We're very humble.
Oh, y'all,
Trey.
So thank you so much.
Yeah, Trey's not gonna say it, but he's humbled too.
Yeah, and I will be following your coverage on this case and the others because I do look to you because like I say, you bring the jokes, you keep it interesting, but you bring the facts, you really do. And so anything that I want to cover, I always go to your channel to look to it. I just hate I missed that live you said you did in November, but I am gonna go back to that and we are gonna react to that as well.
Yeah, it's I noticed the views had started picking up on it, and I didn't know why. I was like, "This is crazy." I'm getting a bunch of comments now from an old video, and then I realized the press conference with Rasheen who pushed the video back in. So.
Right, push it back in the algorithm. Right. So I am going to be reacting to that. If you want to join, if it's convenient for you, when we react to that as well, I would surely appreciate it. But shout out to you. Shout out to your channel. Shout out for all you do. I know when I be in your bushes, because I be in your bushes as well. A lot of people respect you and they thank you for your coverage on these things. So
I even people wanting to listen or pay attention. I don't really get into all that showboating and bragging and all that.
Humble, and I think that's what drew me to you. You are very humble. You keep it cute, you keep it funny, you keep it interesting. I mean, when you was covering that the Tim Norman, like the court, everything that happened in the courtroom and everything, that's my people, baby. I was so excited to come with that. And speaking of that, can we get a quick can we ask Tarika a couple of questions? I just want to just want to ask Tarika how she's feeling about being released.
I'm so busy partying. I ain't got time for your questions, girl. I'm happy to be free. I didn't do it. I mean, I did, but I'm free now.
Oh my God. Okay. Because I ain't gonna lie. When you initially did those impressions, you were literally just talking about the courtroom. You were talking about what happened in the courtroom. And I don't think you even planned to bust out with that impression. You just did it.
It just came out, yep.
That was the funniest thing ever. I was weak. I came back and told my people I was weak.
And then people was like, and I'm like, what?
And for you to have been there and saw that and heard that, it's just, oh my God. And then you made the statement, I ain't gonna lie, you real shady. You could tell by how she speaks that, the education level.
See, I be trying to I don't do the kitchen table talk on YouTube. I try to a bit,
right.
Real life. It's unfiltered in real life.
Oh Lord, I enjoy your commentary, and I thank you so much for joining us today. I really do appreciate it. And like I say, I'm going to go back and pull that live that you did on this case, because we will be following it, and we will be following it through you. So,
all right.
Shout out to you, Vale, and all that you do. I noticed that your people that support you, they really appreciate the detailed information that you bring, and so do we.
All right. Well, I appreciate you. I got to go ahead and drop down and get back to work, but I appreciate it. And I'm always around, but I'll speak more often now.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you, Vale. Have a blessed night.
You too. Y'all, you too, Trey and D True.
Thanks for stopping by. You've been around them lawyers a lot too, because you danced around that question.
For now.
For now, he said. For now, Trey. All right, Bill. You have a blessed night, and keep up the good work. That's all I'm gonna say. Keep up the good work.
All right, thank you. You too. Bye bye.
All right, you're welcome. Yeah, I don't know where the truth went. He's an evil clown, so ain't no telling what he's up to. So, he dropped off. I dropped the link for him to come back, but
he probably sending Miss Robert Lawyer more files.
Oh Lord, ain't no telling what he got going on. But I hear from him because I got to email him back. Baby Petty, what are you doing?
Terrorizing me, but I heard you know what Philly Phil and CMA said. CMA said y'all the goats. We challenge y'all to a spelling bee.
Oh God, not a spelling bee. I done won a couple in my day.
Or we challenge them. We'll challenge them to a debate.
I ain't challenging them to nothing. I'm gonna pay them dues.
He said they the goats.
I'm sorry, they can be the goats. They can be the goats. I'm gonna pay.
They smell like some goats.
I'm gonna actually pay. Let me be honest though. I'm gonna actually pay CMA does, but Philly Phil might got a little smoke. Not smoke as far as like beef smoke, but what I digress. But yeah, I ain't got time. I ain't got time for the shenanigans. But Philly Phil, as far as all these lies she tell and all these, jackets and everything, listen. It ain't nothing personal. True. Who you being attacked by, E. Brooks? Let me know.
Philly Phil done came at E. Brooks. She got Anna. That's who that dirty delete was about.
Yes, I do.
She did a whole dirty delete on E. Brooks.
Yeah, listen. Okay.
She declared war.
Okay, D True got a phone call. Okay, D True. But listen, so I reached out to Trey, and I'm gonna reach out once I get off of here because I heard about that. I actually got a message while I was live about that. So anybody that may have that, let me know. Cause I really want to hear it. And I heard it's privated now. Oh, by Helmet Head, Ebro? Oh wow. Yeah, I'm not gonna listen to Helmet Head. I'm just not. I can't do her. But I will listen to the rantings and the ravens of Philly Phil. Just because I will and I can. and she's full of shit. And I like to call it out.
I'm gonna see if I can find it in my private Uncle Lover collection. I may or may not have it.
Okay, well let me know, cause you know I'm ready. But anywho, y'all, we're gonna get off of here. Listen, shout out to y'all. Shout out to the true silvers that stuck in here, hung in there with this positive commentary. Hashtag content that matters. Thank y'all so much. Shout out to my mods, who was dropping those links for me. If I can get Storm Monroe, Velby Reacts, as well as others, as many as y'all can drop before while we do the outro. Please drop those links, y'all, and please, true simples, listen. I'm no longer shouting out people that I ain't sure of. I'm no longer telling y'all to go listen. I can't do it. I can't put y'all through that no more. So if I ask y'all to go support somebody or go see about somebody, do that because I'm being very, very careful about who I support and who I ask y'all to support. Okay. But yeah, y'all know VLB React, Storm Monroe, and all our other true sippers here in the chat. Y'all know to go check them out. All right. So that being said, Trey, you got anything to say before I get off here? I did not
Oh
expect this line
yes,
to last 3.5 hours. I didn't.
I got something to say now. Roach, now, it's bad, Mississippi Musty Wing. My ops are telling you, you look like you was clout chasing. Why would you go on Tommy platform and send him and his whole chat to Money Boy Trade Community Wall to see your titties? Are you clout chasing? They made that woman say good night to the chat, y'all. Oh, po ting ting. And them people don't like me, and they told you that was stupid. Oh.
I cannot with you. I can't. All right, y'all, we're going to get off of here. 3.5 hours of pure, good live coverage. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for sticking in there. Huge shout out to VLB Reacts. Literally made my day by showing up. I listen, it is what it is. Shout out to D True, who y'all know how I feel about D True, and also Monroe Boy Trey for being up on the panel. What man say? My bad. I'm in 3 shows. Oh, you good, man. You good. You good. Love you too, Rivka. All right, but we're going to get out of here for now. I appreciate y'all supporting this content that matters. Love y'all so much. Please, if you have not hit the like button or you're catching the in this live or you're catching a replay, please hit the like button to get this commentary in the algorithm. Feel free to support the channel at any time. I appreciate y'all. I will be back tomorrow. And you know what? I think I'm gonna come back tomorrow with that live that Vale did on this case. This case right here, it got me. It got me. And so we will be doing frequent updates on this case as they come. So tomorrow I think I'm gonna come with that live that Vale did because I'm pretty sure it's gonna be very informative. And thanks to again, shout out to Vale B for telling me that I can literally show the visuals, y'all, which is a treat. So with that being said, we're gonna get out of here. I love y'all. Trey, you going live tonight?
Yes, I am, because I just was made aware somebody mad about our members. She mad about the members again, y'all.
Oh God.
She said we got too many members. She got to say something. She said, wait a minute, I ain't got no members. Ma'am, you did that video 5 hours ago. 200 people seen it. Nobody cares.
I don't know who you're talking about, y'all, but I'm sure we'll find out.
You added Storm Monroe and 200 people watched it, ma'am. Your YouTube career is over. Stop. That's why you ain't got no members. Your sister won't even send you no super thanks.
Okay. All right, y'all. We out of here. I love y'all. I appreciate
Join the
y'all.
membership. Hit the super chat. Hit the cash app.
Shout out to the True Silvers. Shout out to my fabulous, wonderful moderators and also my monetary contributors. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much again for supporting this content that matters. And with that being said, I'm going to call it a night for now. All right. Y'all be sure we'll be over in State Land later. And maybe, just maybe, if I get a nap in the next couple of minutes, I'll be back after Trey. So, hey, it is what it is. Y'all know my feet up. All right. So with that being said, I love y'all. Y'all be good. Y'all have a safe, blessed night. Eat you some din din, get comfortable, And I'll see y'all later. Okay? I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for supporting.